I I have it as per draft picks. However you want to do it. Yeah. However you want to do it. I have it as per draft picks. However you want to do it. Yeah. However you want to do it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. What's happening, boys?
Jordan, what time is it?
Get hot, sweaty.
What's up, everybody?
Time for some honestly real, raw, and unfiltered.
Okay.
What's happening, boys?
Like that.
Jordan, what time is it?
I was thinking it too. I was like, that was a little kinkier than it did.
Time for some honestly real, raw, and unfiltered.
It's okay. It's okay. Sorry, guys.
boys.
It's gonna move like that.
Jordan, what time is it?
I was thinking it too. I was like, that was a little kinkier than it did.
Time for some. I'm just gonna be honest with you. My day started like shit. I had personal issues. Personally, it was shit. And then the radio decided to screw with me a little bit more and let me know that, hey, Travis Hunter has unfollowed Ryan Reynolds, and that just ruined my day even more. Personally, it was shit. And then the radio decided to screw with me a little bit more and let me know that, hey, Travis Hunter has unfollowed Ryan Reynolds, and that just ruined Travis Kelsey. Personally, it was when I found out Travis Kelsey unfollowed Ryan Reynolds, I had a bad day after that. It just ruined my day. Has unfollowed Ryan Reynolds, and that just ruined Travis Kelsey. That's ridiculous. When I found out Travis Kelsey unfollowed Ryan Reynolds, I had a bad day after that. It just ruined my day. I mean, it's got nothing to do with me, so Travis Kelsey. That's ridiculous. When I found out
I'm into the Hollywood drama.
unfollowed
Don't get me wrong. I
Ryan
like that
Reynolds,
shit.
so am I.
It's good shit, dude.
I mean,
Like a drama you never really
it's got
get
nothing
in
to
your
do with
life.
me, so Travis Kelsey.
Like when I'm rich, I'm into the Hollywood drama. When you learn about how his family's fucked up.
I was gonna say when you learn how terrible your family
I
actually
mean, like a
is,
drama you never really get in your life.
yeah.
Like when
Yeah,
I'm rich,
what we got topics for today, boys? What
When you learn about how
we thinking here? I mean, obviously, but like,
I got a weird itch in my crotch. Like when I'm rich, I don't know. Other than that, I don't really have many topics.
for today, boys.
When you learn about how
we thinking here? I mean, obviously,
is that not what you were asking?
it's not on the itinerary for the day.
Never mind. All right.
Good. I gotta take care of something real quick right outside the door. So I'll leave this to y'all real quick.
Is that not what you were asking? Maybe the itch in the crotch. Maybe he's understanding now.
Go. I gotta take care of
No,
something
we're gonna be
real quick
talking some
right outside the
after
door.
draft football,
So
boys.
I'll leave this to y'all real quick.
But here's maybe the itch in the crotch. I want to ask you this question. Maybe he's understanding today,
Go.
but we have to do
I
it
gotta
today
take
on
care of
the
something
audio
real quick
sector as well.
right outside the door.
I have
So
changed
I'll
a
leave this
few
to
of
y'all
my but here's maybe the itch in the crotch division rankings after post draft. So remember when we did that? We said this is pre-draft. I have changed quite a few of my
Honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I definitely would
division
like to
rankings.
revisit
I would like
those
to exactly.
exactly.
Remember when we did
Because
that?
what
we
I,
said
like
this
you
is
said, I'd like to get it to where if we could have like get a graphic of like our befores and then our afters, so that way everyone knows. So that way we're not just bullshitting. That would definitely needs to be done. So what I'd probably tell, I'd like to get it to where if we could have like, but no, I definitely agree with like our befores and then like let me just think of a team that I probably put really far down. Honestly, definitely needs to be done. So
I did not like the Packers draft at all.
honestly, I didn't either.
So I'm gonna say right now,
Let me
I
just think of a team that I probably put really far down. Honestly,
I think it's a very possible situation with a loaded roster that they do have still. They can
honestly,
finish
I didn't
first.
either.
So I'm gonna say right now, Bears are gonna be much improved. Vikings, it's all JJ McCarthy. If JJ McCarthy, I think it's a very possible situation. And then
Because
the Lions,
the offense is already so good. They didn't lose anything. They
yeah,
didn't
I'm
really
gonna say
gain
right
anything. So that's
My thing with the Lions though is how much does losing Ben Johnson and the dude that Aaron Glenn
Aaron Glenn.
gonna kill them? I'm worried.
The offense is already.
Very
I don't
nervous
think
about
it's
that.
gonna hurt too bad. Offensive side, I think it'll hurt more.
I think with the Lions, agreed. How much? Because you have a veteran quarterback, he's gonna help that situation.
Yeah. Plus you have Dan Campbell. He's kind of a defensive-minded coach in a way. I don't think it's gonna hurt too bad.
I was gonna say I don't even know what he is, but he's a hype man.
I'll say he's
Because you have a
something,
veteran
but,
quarterback,
I
he's
could
gonna help
definitely,
that.
I could definitely see them having. Obviously, they're gonna have a good year. I would imagine, but I could definitely see how.
I was gonna say I don't even know what he is, but he's a hype man.
I'll say he's
Because
something,
you have a veteran
but,
quarterback,
I
he's
could
gonna help
definitely,
that.
I could definitely see
Hey,
them having. Obviously, they're
you won a World Series not too long ago.
Browns for me, but I could definitely see.
Instead of Johnny Manziel jersey.
That was a Baker Mayfield jersey.
Oh, dude, I want the Tampa Bay one so bad.
Dude, I got
creamsicle.
this the same night he was drafted, so that's my dedication to Baker
So
Mayfield.
I know you can't buy a division rivals jersey, but you got to admit the creamsicles are pretty sexy. I like the creamsicle. You don't like the cream? Oh, well, fair. All right,
I will
all right.
not admit anything.
I hate the Eagles, but I love the Kelly Green.
I mean, the Kelly Green's just
God.
legendary, man.
When they bring the Kelly Greens in, I'm like, yeah, I can rock with this.
I mean, yeah,
hate
you gotta appreciate it at that point.
Ryan, are you alive and well?
I am
You
back.
good?
Yeah.
Everything okay? All right,
Stab
cool.
you in the jugular?
No, I'm
Did you
good.
have itchy crotch, as Jordan would say?
No, Ding Dong jumped the fence, and Gavin called me, so I was like,
Oh,
he'll listen to me, so he saw me and bolted back upstairs.
well, there you go.
Who-
If anyone that doesn't know Ding Dong, that is a cat that is very bad,
Oh.
doesn't listen, and kind of has a death wish. All right, that's besides.
We
the
had,
point.
Yeah,
so,
dude, you get
so-
into a dog's yard that don't like cats.
so we have
I mean,
we
exactly.
have like a baby fence set up, and like I set up like this whole thing above it, and you have to have a blanket wrapped through it too. Well, did not realize one of the PVC pipes fell off, so it made an open gap, jumped right through it.
So,
Yep.
can I ask a non-sports stupid question?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
If we know the cat's bad, why the fuck are we letting it outside?
Well, no. It's an indoor cat. It jumped the fence of like so to our upstairs
So,
where him
it-
and his
Oh,
family
I thought you
are.
meant the outside.
No,
fence.
No.
I was like, holy shit, this cat's
No,
gonna
no,
get
no, no.
mauled.
No.
Okay, then we're good. I was about to say you guys are wild. Yeah, would Diesel fuck that cat up though?
Yes,
More than likely,
No,
yeah.
it'd be a
Um,
goner, sadly.
Yeah. So, do
Be a
you want
goner.
do you want to get right into your quarterback stuff,
I
Jordan?
would say, Jordan, do you want to take?
Do you want to do the
spotlight here?
overall draft first, or do you want me to start with quarterback?
We'll let you
That's up
start
to you.
first because I got a whole scene
Let's
dedicated
do it.
for you.
All right, that said, everybody, Jordan is going to give his top 5 draft quarterbacks, the situation they are in,
Yes.
and everything moving forward with what he thinks They're upside.
So Jordan, do
Let me
you
pull
have
my
the
notes out, please?
do you have the stream pulled up by chance?
That's what I'm pulling up to make sure I see which one you're bringing up first, and also I'm pulling up my notes as well.
Because I have a transition special
here's
for
my thing.
this.
And I type my notes into Google Notepad on Safari, and
Why would you do that?
Well,
yeah,
you have
I was gonna
notes
say
on
notes
your
itself.
phone.
Dude, the notes on my phone, I have like 150 pages of notes I need to go through and delete, but they have like passwords and everything through them, so I don't know which ones to delete, and I'm in shambles. Sorry. Continue. What are we talking about?
Your quarterbacks.
Yep. Do you have the stream pulled up by chance?
I do.
You ready for this?
Y'all ready for this?
We are
This with Jordan.
That shit gets me every time, dude.
This is. Oh God. Hold on. There it is. Jordan's camera didn't come up for a minute, but this is now Jordan's under the center.
I like this. Shit. This looks good. I wish my juicer wasn't getting in the way of my headset though.
Jesus Christ.
That's
I get haircuts so bad, boys.
So it's
Alright,
okay.
You're telling me.
All right, Tyler, take it away.
So, here's my.
Who are we starting with tonight?
I want to preface this so everyone knows. So this is not who I think as a quarterback who is the best quarterback, who has the most talent, etc. I think this is more of where, because let's be honest with each other, quarterbacks, 99% of this is where do they land, what team do they land with, and what scheme and coach and everything else that comes in involved. It's like a big old, it's like a pie chart, dude, and that's like 99%, 1% is talent. Well, maybe like 10%, but you know what I mean. So,
and real quick, though, before you go, Jordan, everyone listening, I just want to put this out there so that way there's a little bit of credibility here. Jordan obviously has this segment because he played quarterback his entire life. He played Division II college football. So that is why he has a little bit of knowledge for this. So this isn't just him talking out of his ass. He kind of knows what he's talking about here.
And unfortunately, I watch. Don't tell the government I said this, but at work, I watch probably more film than do my job. So that's a conversation for another day. Sorry, Lance. Anyways, so you guys are gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna start with my least favorite quarterback selection and the scheme they're going to. And it's kind of ironic because they picked two quarterbacks. You probably can already assume what I'm going to say, but it's the Cleveland Browns and Dillon Gabriel.
All right.
That was my least favorite selection of the entire draft, and it's not because I don't think Dillon Gabriel is. I truthfully, if that kid was 3 inches taller, my whole opinion is going to change. But Kevin Stefanski primarily runs a tight end heavy under center offense. Dillon Gabriel is all of 5'10", maybe 5'11" on a good day. I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of this. Unless you're Drew Brees in his prime with Sean Payton, it does not. That's just not a thing. So I'm not a huge fan of that. Not to mention Dillon Gabriel's whole career, he's run full spread offense at Oregon, UCF, and Oklahoma. He never went under center. That's just wasn't his thing. So he's going to one of the most prominent under center coaches in the league. And I'm really confused by that pick. So if you guys can't tell, Dillon Gabriel's not going to be on the top 5. So besides the point, apologies, Dillon Gabriel, but God bless you. I wish somebody else drafted you. All right. So my favorite selection, and this is going to be mainstream as hell, and unfortunately, but it's just true. Cam Ward to the Titans.
Hold on.
Brian Callahan.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
You see? All right, there you go. You're
there.
Are we on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you're good.
Waiting for it. So, Brian Callahan is, people don't understand actually. He's an extremely good offensive coach, and coming from the Titans, you know, people don't want to give him credit because he's the head coach of the Titans. Bad seasons, whatever. Will Levis, sorry, not a whatever. Brian Callahan's really, really good at mixing up the run and the pass. He will give Cam Ward an RPO option often and allow Cam Ward to use his legs. I really enjoyed that selection, and obviously it was the most obvious selection in the draft. Cam Ward's the best quarterback in the draft, bar none. No arguments, in my opinion. I strongly believe he's going to be the most successful. He's got talent, kid can run, has a cannon, and they're going to use the run to take a lot of the load off of him. So Cam Ward's going to be my number one, bar none. Brian Callahan is a pass-first coach, and that's fine. I have faith in Cam Ward. I like the receivers they got, bunch of veterans, and he's going to incorporate the run and let Cam Ward use his legs. We're going to get in details and we're going to do more film in the future, but that's just a quick segment. That's number one. Number two, and this is slightly a homer pick, slightly. I actually really liked Will Howard to the Steelers. Arthur Smith is an extremely old-fashioned coach. Under center, run the ball, play action. Will Howard is a built. He almost looks like Ben Roethlisberger. He's 6'4", 6'5", 240 pounds. He is going to be extremely adaptable when it comes to this. He's going to be able to sell the run at Ohio State. They ran the ball a shit ton. Quinshon Judkins, Trevion Henderson. He's not going to be caught off guard by this offensive scheme. And the play action pass with a smart quarterback, Will Howard uses his brain more than his athleticism. And I have a feeling Arthur Smith's going to be able to develop him. 1, 2, use your legs. First read there, second read there. If it's not, use your legs, check down, Jaylen Warren, whoever. I like that pick a lot, and I think that is going to be a sneaky, especially if Aaron Rodgers does not come to the Steelers. I think Will Howard is going to be one of those guys that you could see starting week 7-ish, week 6, week 7. They're going to let maybe Mason Rudolph. They're not going to win much. I mean, Mike Tomlin's stuck in a bad spot here, but he doesn't want to rush a rookie quarterback in. But I have a feeling come middle of the season, let's say the Steelers are 2-4, 3-5, whatever, Will Howard's going to get his opportunity. And I actually really think with two big receivers on the outside, he had Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State. He's familiar with throwing the jump ball. He's good at throwing the back shoulder. You can throw the seam down the middle through cover 2. I think he's going to be a sneaky, really good draft pick there. So Will Howard is my number 2. Number 3, and this is more coach than player. I think Jackson Dart to the Giants is actually, truthfully, I really actually love that pick, and I'm extremely happy they didn't go Shedeur. Brian Daboll wants a mobile quarterback. He had Josh Allen in Buffalo, and say what you want about Daniel Jones, he sucks. He took them to the playoffs. They upset the Vikings in Minnesota. Brian Daboll, when you watch the film, there is no designated scheme. He builds it off of his quarterback. So if Jackson Dart comes there and he's struggling to read the defense, whatever, he's going to be another guy. Not starting early. Russell Wilson's going to do that. But Russell Wilson starts to struggle, you're going to see Jackson Dart come in very soon. And I think Brian Daboll is in the lab as we speak, watching film. He's going to do what Lane Kiffin did at Ole Miss. He's going to simplify it, let him use his athleticism, get on the outside, run a lot of play action, RPO, get him on the edge, on the run, let him use his legs. Truthfully, Jackson Dart has a hard time when it comes to reading a defense unless it's wide open, and that's going to be his main thing. But Brian Daboll can scheme these guys open. Malik Neighbors is still Malik Neighbors. He's going to have a first read, often going to be Malik Neighbors, and it's a safety valve. We all know this, and the running game's not going to be terrible. I love the oh my goodness, his name is slipping my mind. Scataba, thank you. I love the selection with him pairing with the guy from last year. I'm praying farts again. The running back last year, the undrafted rookie,
yeah, he was good.
I know he was a great fantasy. It's killing me.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I love the 1-2 punch with running back. Jackson Dart can come in later in the season. Hopefully he doesn't have to. I'm really hoping Russell Wilson has some success and lets Jackson Dart sit behind, observe, and just develop. He needs development, but I actually think there's a lot of potential there. Brian Daboll is a fantastic offensive coach.
Tyrone Tracy, sorry, go on.
Tyrone Tracy, stud. Let him develop. Please, Giants, do not fire Daboll for a bad season. I promise you he's one of the best offensive coaches in the league. Let him develop one of your quarterbacks. You just drafted Jackson Dart, who's a Brian Daboll gift. He's mobile, and he has a cannon. He's not Josh Allen, nowhere near it. But let him develop and let Brian Daboll make an offense around him, and I promise you that will pay dividends. Number 4, you guys can make fun of me all you want because he's about to be 27 or something, but Tyler Shaw, whatever his name is. Kellen Moore is a West Coast guy, very pass heavy, very intellectual when it comes to quarterback. Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts had their best seasons with Kellen Moore. He loves 11 personnel. 11 personnel is 1 running back, 1 tight end, spread the defense, 3 wide receivers, most of the time in shotgun. He's always pass heavy, and he loves the play action pass. Tyler Shaw is an extremely smart quarterback. He might not be the most athletic guy, and he might have injury history. I get it. The dude has a cannon, and if you let him develop, Derek Carr, I'm not sure of his health right now with the shoulder, I really think he can come in there with Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore is that kind of offensive coach, a little bit like Kyle Shanahan, a little bit like Sean McVay. He will give you. So when you say a layup per se, it's usually a basketball term, but for a quarterback, a layup is a 7-yard and under pass. Layup 7 yards and under. Give me something to get my confidence up. Rookie quarterbacks love it. They have weapons. Chris Olave. You got Shaheed or whatever, the kid that runs like a 4.2 40, deep threat. And you have Alvin Kamara. Kellen Moore, if I'm not mistaken, it was last 4 seasons, is the most prominent at checkdowns to the running back. I think Alvin Kamara in this offense with Kellen Moore, and if Tyler Shuck can get in there and beat out Derek Carr eventually middle of the season, maybe even earlier if Derek Carr is not healthy, I actually think he's going to be extremely successful. And fantasy managers out there, you will get about 5 catches for 35 yards, maybe 40, maybe 50. If he breaks a big one, it's going to be your PPR god. Love that pick, and I really think Kellen Moore is going to do good things with that offense. But unfortunately, he's going into a shitty situation with not much
salary cap hell.
Yeah,
he's
draft
pick hell. You got a lot. Yeah, it's a tough situation.
But he's a great offensive coach, and he can develop a rookie quarterback. Please, for the love of God, let him make the offense around Tyler Shuck. If this is who you think is going to be that guy for you, let him develop him and make the offense around him. The kid is smart. He uses the intellect, and he has a cannon. Kellen Moore will give him the layups early, build the confidence, and you'll see dividends later as long as he stays healthy. And then number 5, I actually really liked the Jalen Milroe pick to the Seahawks. He's not going to start. Sam Darnold's going to have this year, maybe next. Jalen Milroe needs that, though. He needs to learn, I hate to say this, how to really become a pass-first quarterback instead of a run-first. But he's going to Clint Kubiak, who's the offensive coordinator in Seattle. And if you guys want to do some research, Kubiak, anybody wants to know that name if you're a real NFL fan, Gary Kubiak is one of the best offensive coaches of the last 20 years. So Clint Kubiak is a run-first guy, and if Jalen Milroe gets his opportunity, he is a run-first quarterback, and Clint Kubiak is going to use and abuse. I wouldn't be surprised this year, gentlemen, if you see Jalen Milroe come in on goal line when it's like 7 yards and in, give him the RPO option, let him use his legs. Clint Kubiak, I bet you will have a package for that kid, and he's going to use and abuse that. But he's going to be able to develop behind Sam Darnold and learn from Kubiak. And I just think that's a really smart pick for the future. And I really thought that pick was actually a sneaky good one in terms of your future as a team, because the Seahawks have some weapons, and by some I specifically mean Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's an absolute stud. Cooper Kupp, stud, but never stays healthy, so that kind of sucks. He's a little older, so I think that's more of a just rent him for a year or two, and then he's probably going to retire. But I really like the Jalen Milroe pick. That offense is a run-heavy offense. They're going to run the hell out of that ball with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. And I think that if Jalen Milroe gets an opportunity, it's going to be probably in certain packages, 3rd and short and on the goal line. It's going to help him develop, build his confidence, learn from Sam Darnold. Say what you want about Sam Darnold. Had a great year last year. He's not a stupid quarterback. He has a pretty good reputation now from learning from good coaches. He was under Shanahan for a year, and then he learned from Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota. And I just think he's going to be able to spread some of that knowledge to Jalen Milroe. And I actually really think that Jalen Milroe has a chance now because he's going to be able to develop. They're not going to throw him in to start. God forbid Sam Darnold gets hurt. Something like that. You still have Drew Lock to start. Jalen Milroe will be able to develop. So I think that's my number 5. And those are my top 5. And I left off. I don't understand the logic, again, because my 2 quarterbacks I really just had no desire to put on this list. Watching the film and watching the team they're going to is Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. Both of them played out of the spread their entire college careers, and they're going to a quarterback coach and a coach in Kevin Stefanski, who is a strictly under center run first coach. And neither of those guys has ever been in that kind of system, and I just don't see I just don't see how they are going to have success. So I'm sorry to the Cleveland Browns fans. I just don't like your quarterback picks this year. Joe Flacco is going to be your starter because he's the one that fits that system. He's an under center quarterback. He's smart. He can read a defense. I don't understand those 2 draft picks at all from a quarterback standpoint and a coach standpoint. Usually you draft a guy that fits your system. Unless
Well,
Kevin
that was going to be my
Stefanski,
question for you, real quick, so to cut you off. But in your position, if you are Kevin Stefanski, who are you drafting? What quarterback from this draft would you have taken?
Ooh.
I would have taken either the Tyler Shuck or Will Howard.
Okay.
Both of them are tall quarterbacks who have very, very good intellect as it comes to coming from. So Tyler Shuck came from Oregon first. I can't remember the second team he transferred to, and then Louisville. And then obviously Will Howard came from Kansas State and then Ohio State. Both of those guys have had a lot more experience under center, and they're bigger, stronger arms. And when you do play action pass, for people out there who don't know, when you have a play action pass, that means your receivers have a second ahead of you as the quarterback. By the time you give the fake and you get your hips turned and you're in the throwing position, whether it's a 5-step drop, 7-step drop, if you have a DK Metcalf, that dude's already 35 yards, arguably down the field on his post route, on his comeback, whatever it is, deep back shoulder, whatever you want to say. If you don't have the cannon to rip that in there, I can't. Kevin Stefanski is not that kind of guy to be able to mold a Dylan Gabriel who doesn't have a strong arm, but very smart kid, no doubt. Shedeur Sanders doesn't have the strongest arm. He has a decent arm, but he can read a defense. I'll give him credit. I mean, he looked good last year. 76% completion percentage, but that's all short passes out of the shotgun. That's not a play action kind of game. I mean, when you do play action, the whole point of play action is to set up the deep ball. I mean, you're going to have underneath stuff. Your running back check down. You always have an underneath route from a slot guy, whether it's just a little 5-yard hitch, 7-yard out, whatever. You're going to have those throws, but once a defensive coordinator watches some film on you and picks up what you're looking at and picks up the fact that, not saying you're scared, but that you don't trust your arm to get that ball downfield to a 25-yard, back shoulder, 25-yard comeback, even if it's something like that, deep seam, fly route, deep post, corner route. I mean, those guys, if they don't trust their arms, they're not going to throw that ball, and a defensive coordinator is going to start to feast on that because he's going to start to jump the down routes. He's going to tell the DBs, be aggressive. He wants the short routes. He doesn't have his confidence. And I just don't see how that's going to work. I mean, this quarterback draft was weak to begin with. And if I'm a coach, I wouldn't have wasted the picks. I would have just gone out and gotten somebody else. I mean, next year's draft class is a lot better. Drew Aller, Nussmeier, Arch Manning potentially. I mean, you got a lot more specimens coming out that have that build that you would want. I mean, the kid Drew Aller from Penn State plays under center a lot at Penn State. Big kid, strong arm. I mean, I would have waited. I mean, if you throw this season, you're Cleveland. Who gives a shit? I get the coaches don't want to lose their job, but you drafted 2 quarterbacks. Since Kevin Stefanski is a fantastic coach, 2-time coach of the year. I'm not talking any crap on him, but to ask a coach to mold an offense that he's done for the last 5, 6, 7 years of his career, and to change all of that for a draft pick that is probably a pre-jack. Sorry, that was bad terminology. But, it's just, it's desperate. And I don't know if I necessarily agree. And not just to draft one of them, but to waste 2 draft picks is a bit atrocious in terms of building your team. So, I don't know. Cleveland, I know you're desperate, and I know you want to win, and I know you I feel bad, but I just don't see how either of those guys, unless Kevin Stefanski can work his magic, and he is a great coach, Godspeed, good luck. I just don't see how that's going to work out for them, and I'm sorry.
I do want to ask you, Jordan, on your opinion, how many, this is for who's in the league now.
Okay.
Not even going off of who's been drafted. Right now in the league, how many elite quarterbacks do you think there are right now?
Elite?
Yeah.
Like
right
we're talking
now.
Best of the best? 4.
Right now.
4.
I think I can guess who.
Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. If you were to put those guys on any team in the NFL, you would automatically say that team has a chance. Not saying they'd be the best team in the league, not saying they would win the Super Bowl. You would give them a chance. And Jaden Daniels, if he has another year or 2 like he had last year, can join that club, but you can't do that off of 1 year. CJ Stroud, kind of the same thing. He needs a couple more years. But those guys are proven commodities. They've been doing it. And like I said, you put them on any team in the NFL, and you put them I wouldn't say in any offense because they are like Lamar, for instance, is a very specific kind of style you have to run with him. But as a coach, I think you can put together a system for Lamar Jackson with his
Oh yeah.
skill set. I mean, you can do that. And Josh Allen, I don't even need to say anything. Joe Burrow, very similar. If he stays healthy, Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. Like you said, Joe Shiesty, the dude's a beast. And yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Those four, man, you put them on any team in the league, that fan base is going to be ecstatic. And I don't think there's really any argument on that. I'd be curious to know if anybody has a fifth quarterback they would put on that list, because I will get a lot of pushback probably from Eagles fans saying Jalen Hurts, but I would on that as well. But I mean, we've just never seen Jalen Hurts without AJ Brown, Devontae Smith,
That O
best
line.
offensive line. Yeah, the best offensive line in the league. Last year, Kellen Moore, one of the best OCs in the league.
You know what I will say, because you said it. I don't know who that fifth would be. This is a bold claim and take, but if he has another year like he's been having, especially with how he did last, I'm going to throw Jared Goff in that conversation. Jared Goff has been putting up great numbers ever since being traded.
Agreed.
He's been put in a situation that works for him. He's got weapons around him. They have built around him, and it has showed. Has it showed with them getting a Super Bowl? Obviously not. But it's a team that hadn't made playoffs since 2015, 16, let's just say, and now they're finally constantly being talked about as one of the best teams in the NFL, always making a Super Bowl push, and that's partly due to, great offensive line, which obviously helps, but a great quarterback to lead the team.
So that's for him. Next year is going to decide that, because his best seasons have been with Sean McVay and Johnson,
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, thank you. And those are arguably, I would say, two of the top 6 offensive coaches in the league. So I want to see him, instead of us being able to say, was it the coach or was it the quarterback? I want to be able to say definitely it was the quarterback. Because we're going to see next year, was it Ben Johnson or was it Jared Goff?
Oh,
if
yeah.
Caleb Williams goes crazy
next
year,
if Caleb Williams comes out with some numbers, then it's going to be okay.
We have to have a
Ben
conversation.
Johnson is a wizard.
So,
he needs to be talked about as one of the best in the league, if not the best at that point.
Absolutely agreed.
I don't know if you're seeing the Twitch chat, Jordan, but one of our newest followers, thank you for following, by the way.
Shout out, appreciate you.
Said that can't discount CJ entirely. They are a Texans fan, so he said he's biased.
Yeah, he did say he's a bit
I'm a diehard Ohio State fan.
And he said he took the team with a horrible OC and arguably one of the worst lines all the way to the AFC Championship. Put him on any team with a solid O line and a decent receivers, he's doing numbers. I would agree with that. Get him a good O line and some decent receivers.
I'm gonna make this argument too that
they didn't go to the AFC Championship. They went to the divisional. They lost second round both years.
I will say the one thing,
but fair point,
to credit the CJ Stroud hype, I guess you will say, or belief, is there's one team I have in mind where CJ's just throwing one team out there. If CJ Stroud was on the Colts are easily a playoff team, easily a contending team for something serious, because they always have a good O-line. They never question it. They always have decent receivers.
Yeah.
They just brought in Tyler Warren this year too to help on top of that. And their defense is usually pretty scrappy. I'm not going to say it's usually the best, but it's usually pretty scrappy. They keep them in games. So I will say on top of that I do believe, like you said, if CJ comes out this next year just like he's been doing, then I will definitely put him in the elite conversation of quarterbacks, especially at such a young age, doing what he's doing. Well, I mean, like Texan said, arguably one of the worst O-lines he had as a rookie and second year, and look what he's done. And this year he's going to have a lot of youngsters on that line, but it's going to be a chance to have actual help.
No, I think CJ. So here's where we get into this. When we talk about quarterbacks, we get into this seriously hard topic, right? Because I would argue with anybody here, if you were to put, well, who's a good quarterback? I mean, I love this person, so this is a little biased, right? Let me just say Baker Mayfield. If you put Baker Mayfield on the Eagles, for instance, right? Like this is the conversation that always is hard to have, right? If you put Baker Mayfield instead of Jalen Hurts on the Eagles, I would argue with a lot of people and a wall that the Eagles would still be in the NFC Championship and arguably the Super Bowl and potentially winning the Super Bowl, even with somebody who people argue is like a top 12 quarterback instead of a top 5 quarterback. If you put again CJ Stroud with even the Lions, right? I guess with it's assuming Jared Goff was on Ben Johnson's coattails potentially, and we all think CJ Stroud is a stud, which I absolutely fucking do, by the way. Whoever's in the comments, we're on the same page. I'm a diehard Ohio State fan. I think CJ Stroud is absolutely impeccably
I think
fantastic.
last season I had CJ in fantasy, I think.
Yeah, and he honestly he didn't have a great year, but in his defense, offensive line was shit. Stefon Diggs tore his ACL like week 7.
A lot of injuries on the receiver.
Yeah, Tank
Dell
blew
dealing with it the entire year, and then finally blew it out on the hit.
Yeah, and then you have Nico, who, and that's another thing we need to have a conversation about that helps CJ Stroud a lot, is he has, in my opinion, a top 5 wide receiver in the league in Nico Collins, who I think is an absolute dog. I know he went to
Honestly, you can argue with a wall. I don't care. I'm going to say Nico Collins is a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
Agreed. Fucking agreed. He's getting double covered every play.
And he always has almost 100 yards every game.
If he's healthy, you can put him. If you're a gambler, bet is over every fucking game, like genuinely. And that's the thing too with CJ. And let's be honest with each other, they've had really good defenses. DeMeco Ryans is a defensive head coach. Their defense is, since he got there with CJ, they came together. That defense became top 10 pretty much immediately, and also Will Anderson Jr.
Drafting Will Anderson was huge. Drafting back up. That was talk about though as a first year head coach. You know, obviously GM is making the big money plays here, but as a first year head coach to come in and have your team back you enough to be like, hey, we're gonna go out draft quarterback 2nd overall. Hey, we're gonna come back trade back up. We're gonna take Will Anderson 3rd overall. That shows you right there that A, you want to win. B, you believe in the vision of your coach, and C. You genuinely want to turn your franchise around. And I'm not saying turn it around as in like they've been shit forever. By all means, no. They've had obviously great runs. J.J. Watt had great runs with different quarterbacks. Sean Watson era had runs. Like I'm not saying they're a bad team by any means. I'm just saying there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential.
Let's get on this what if conversation with quarterbacks again. So I just saw another really good quarterback. Oh, go Hollywood.
Texan also asked a question which I'll leave for you. You got the Twitch chat pulled up.
I need to pull the chat up. How do you see the chat? I feel like a dummy.
Just pull the stream up and
you got to take it off full screen.
And then,
Sorry.
There you go.
Sorry. It's not loading in for me.
It's because you just loaded in. But he asked, any thoughts on the upcoming season with the additions of Jaden Higgins, who is essentially another Nico Collins, and Luke Lackey?
I absolutely love. If you just got to be able to block. You got to give protection. Oh, God. But we are on the same page. Higgins, dude, please watch his highlights in college. I beg you. Oh, my God. You're very right. He's I believe he's like 6'5", if I'm not 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", like you said, very similar to Nico Collins.
Boy,
He's
huge. Big.
And you have these two on the outside now. God help a corner. Man, corners are usually like 5'10", maybe 6 foot on a good day. And I got to go against those two? Come on, man. Give me a break. At that point, you just hope to God that your pass rush gets there because the O-line is questionable.
I could tell you what corner will probably be very tired and wouldn't be able to go out on offense.
You gotta let the Travis on.
Here's another great thing about the Texans, though. On top of talking about those draft picks, they're coming into the league and they're getting their welcome to the league moment in practice, because guess what? They have to go up against one of the best corners in the NFL right now, in Derek Stingley. So you're telling me you're not going to get good reps off the rip.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're not going to be tested early. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a perfect situation for any receiver to come to the Texans, because you're going to get tested in practice, which is a great thing, because come week 1, you're going to be battle ready.
I absolutely agree.
Facts.
So I really liked the Houston Texans draft, and I like how they were able to They got a tackle. I can't remember the kid's name. Let me pull it up real quick. They got an offensive tackle. God, he was Big Ten. 1 second. Yeah, or a Siri from Minnesota. I think he's a good replacement for Laramie Tunsil. But man, dude, I think Higgins so everybody was like they're going to go offensive line right away. They have to go offensive line right away. But when you have to get a second receiver with Nico because you lost Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell definitely ain't coming. I love Tank Dell. His ass is not coming back till next year. Not this year. Next year. His knee was Swiss cheese. God bless him. I hope for the best. God help you. But I think that was absolutely huge. And you literally got, Iowa State. Every game I'd watch this year, they have two receivers that are gonna get drafted. And where did they both go? I mean, I think, yeah.
I think the Texans did it right, which
absolutely
a lot of people don't realize is like you're bringing in chemistry and connection already in the receiver room between your two rookies.
Yep.
Slotting them in with Nico Collins, a great vet who's already proven himself to be a great vet.
Oh,
so that wide receiver room, that camaraderie alone is going to be top tier. So, and then just on top of that, the learning factor of just learning from everybody. And on top of the point of Tank Dell, I think if the Texans were really smart with what they did, I think completely just let him sit the entire year, heal up, be 100% healthy, come around next season, and absolutely be a great slot guy.
And also, something that's going. So people never want to give coordinators the credit, right? Head coach, head coach, head coach, head coach. The Texans made a fantastic hire at their offensive coordinator this year, and it was the Rams passing coordinator. The dude's learning from Sean McVay in LA. He's learning with Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. The dude's coming in with so much knowledge. CJ Stroud just soak it all up, dude. DeMeco Ryans is not an offensive coach, but they're giving you an offensive coordinator who's coming from the best offensive coach in the league, in my opinion. You can say Andy Reid, absolutely. You can say Kyle Shanahan, understood. But I think Sean McVay had just strictly offensive mind. So take everything this dude. I would have to look up his name. I just know he's the Rams offensive passing coordinator. But, man, just take that knowledge. I think he's a great hire, and that was honestly probably my favorite coordinator hire. Cliff Kingsbury last year, the Commanders, was my favorite offensive coordinator hire, and you saw what that did for Jay and Daniels. I think this dude could have a seriously fantastic effect for C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, and these rookie receivers. I really do. And even you still got Dalton Schultz, if I'm not mistaken, right? Did they lose him?
I don't remember.
But if they still got Dalton Schultz is a solid tight end. He ain't no Travis Kelce's prime, Rob Gronkowski. I'm not.
No, but he's a good value tight end.
Damn right. He'll give you 5 catches for 60 yards.
Exactly. He'll give you the nitty gritty. He can block. He can catch a ball. Like he's a solid tight end.
You know who can't catch?
Joe Schmo running the ball too, by the way.
You know who can't catch a ball anymore? Man.
The hate towards Travis Kelce is on an all-time high.
We gotta talk about
this.
This.
My day was ruined. My day was ruined when I had to hear about that today.
The Texans do have Schultz still as well, so yeah. Not only do you have Schultz, but you have Luke Lackey, who's going to be learning from Schultz now too as well. So that entire receiver room just is great. Like the learning, everything about that is just great. And honestly, I would not be surprised if these rookies come out hot early and show like, hey, I'm here.
Over early in the year, because I'm telling you right now, that's my sleeper. Oh wait, are we gonna do a sleeper rookie of the year?
We can. I was just about to say, do we want to give our grades on
teams now? Like
teams.
Go through. I mean, we might as well since we're talking full draft.
Yeah.
And if you want to go that route, let's just go ahead. I'll say start at the top with the Arizona Cardinals then.
Dude, they had a great draft. Walter Nolan.
I would say literally hit everything they needed. Will Johnson in the second round. Like you
Jordan Birch, edge.
Oh, and not to mention Ohio State Cody Simon. Yeah. Dude, he was a freaking stud for Ohio State. And he's like a hybrid too, but he's very.
Let alone he was y'all's captain on the defense.
Yeah. So and he won defensive MVP in the Natty.
Yep, got him in the 4th round. So that just shows you.
His thing is though, so he's a linebacker, but he's
Well, they also
He's a small linebacker, but you can put him at like that predator position where it's like that linebacker safety hybrid.
The hybrid,
And
yes.
I would let that.
You can easily throw him in the Oh god, it's gonna make me mad because he was a Panther and I can't remember his name for the life of me. And he went to the Commanders and now he's on the Raiders. Jeremy Chin, thank you so much. Jeremy Chin is the equivalent of what I would put him at.
let's say they got what Burke from Ohio State too.
You know what's sad? He came back for. He was supposed to be a top, he was supposed to be a second round guy if he came out his junior year. He had a really bad senior year, but he has the potential. Denzel Burke is very good, but he let me down last year hard. But we still won the Natty. Love you. Sorry.
Well, with that said, though, looking at the overall draft of them, knowing the needs of the Cardinals, needing secondary help, needing D-line help,
needing defense, period.
I would say just needing entire defense, and literally they only drafted defense minus Hayden Connor, offensive guard. But
it was actually really good for Texas. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know how he was like that far down.
I'm going A.
I gotta be honest. I've got to agree with Hollywood. I'm going straight A.
I'm going A plus.
Okay.
I say they hit all their needs.
They killed it.
They got Will Johnson alone in the second round. I get it. The knee injury, the scare, like you're scared of it. I get it. But if he's healthy, he's probably a top 15 cornerback in the NFL.
Dude, I still refuse. We were talking about it on draft night. How did he fall? The dude has some serious question marks with his physical, or what are they? The
physical.
Like your medical exam, it had to be bad because
that knee had to have been a bad picture. But honestly, I'm going to give the Cardinals an A. Like I said, I think they hit everything they needed. They didn't have any reaches, in my opinion. I think all these guys make roster, to be honest. So
fuck yeah. Oh fudge.
So
I'm
the Falcons. So then we have the Falcons. I'm gonna say it again. I said it on draft night. Stupid move on getting the spot, but great pick.
Great picks, but
here's where. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I have the Browns jersey on, but I'm a Panthers fan. Okay. I'm gonna give the Falcons a C+ here. And I'm doing that only for the pure fact of I think they did not need Jalen Walker. So I think for them, they saw it as best player available, probably. But I see it as kind of just panic picking. I think James Pierce, great pick. I would give that. Okay. Also preface this. If the Falcons did not give up a first round in next year's draft to get the 26th overall pick, my grade would be a lot higher. But when you play in all the factors of how this draft went, I'm grading, yes, the players, but I'm also grading the future at this point. They had, 4 or 5 picks that they had to work with. And I don't know, man.
I'm giving them a B+.
I'm gonna stick C+, and I just think unless James Pierce comes out and plays, let's just say like a top 15 overall pick, then them giving up their first rounder next year doesn't look as bad. But they're banking on basically these two guys coming in and being an instant game changer on that defense.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B, and it's actually I was digging a little deeper in their draft. The two safeties they got, kid from Notre Dame and the kid from I think it was Oklahoma.
Billy Bowman.
Yeah, dude, he's actually pretty nasty. He ran like a 4.3 or 4.4. Had 6 interceptions his junior year, only 2 his senior year. Oklahoma's defense just wasn't great that senior year. They had a really bad year last year. I really like their safety picks to maybe future replace Jesse Bates. The two edge rushers, I'm with Brendan a little bit. Edge rusher is the position kind of like, it's almost like quarterback to the point now. Are they going to come into the league and have that Micah Parsons effect early? Or are they going to have the Jadeveon Clowney, oh, they're all right, but were they worth that pick? Obviously, Clowney was number 1, but you get what I'm saying. So those two picks, if they pan out, it's going to be an A draft, but they could both be misses for all we know. And then you gave up a first rounder next year. You got fleeced that
I would
bad.
say, and let's also count this into effect. Their quarterback situation room right now is Micah Parsons, or not Micah Parsons, Michael Penix, who is, let's not beat around the bush. He could get injured. There's a chance, and I don't want to wish ill will. I don't want to wish. I hate sports injuries as someone who's dealt with plenty of them. Fuck sports injuries, but I hope he stays healthy. But I just don't see a full healthy season. And then you have Kirk Cousins as the backup here, as if they keep him.
Hey now.
Yeah.
So you're in a bad situation here if your quarterback goes down, and you're coming into next year's draft that's rumored to be probably one of the greatest quarterback drafts you'll see in how many
first round.
Yeah, so sketchy, not sketchy, but interesting situation with the Falcons. Real quick before we move down the Ravens, I want to throw back to what Texan asked in chat because I want to get Jordan's opinion on this.
I gotta put my opinion on one of them.
Oh, I'm gonna go on the one you're probably gonna go. Kansas City Chiefs. Do you think they'll have another run like last season, or what is our opinion on the prospect of the upcoming season as a whole?
If you don't mind, Jordan, let me go first.
Well, actually, go ahead, Brian. Go for it.
Respectfully.
Well, actually, real quick premises before we go. We did do a few podcasts ago. We did rank our pre-draft season rankings of where we did think these teams would fall. We are going to do another of our after draft rankings of where these teams will fall in their division. Brian, go ahead and take it away.
Do I think Kansas City will have a run like last season? Respectfully, fuck ass no. I think maybe 7 games won this season.
Alrighty.
We have Mr. Chubby Boy Kelsey over here with the beer gut.
7 wins
potentially.
Yeah, that's egregious. I like
so
that.
we got beer. We have
with Patrick Mahomes.
Hey. First off, sit down, please.
He's got the microphone.
Now, we got. Hear me out. We got Beer Gut Billy over here, who's too busy on the golf course instead of sitting and actually getting off-season workouts in. I will give the flowers where it's due. Mahomes has been in the gym working out. The man's looking fantastic. He doesn't have the dad bod anymore. I give more respect to him now than I ever have. O-line sketchy. I don't think it's there. I'm double checking. They did get a tackle. Josh.
Very good tackle.
Fantastic. That's cool. Might help, but I don't know. If you get a tight end that can actually block and catch and actually cared about the game again, and get a rest of the O-line and maybe get some receivers who can catch, and we won't have the refs like we had last year, then, I mean, it'll be okay. But yeah, I don't see Kansas City doing a run like they did last year, and that is my most unbiased opinion about that whole organization.
All right, well, that riveting review of how Brian thinks.
Can I go?
Honestly, yeah, I'll go last, Jordan. You
go I will also say I give them their draft grade as an A this year, though.
Are you fucking?
There's a lot of mixed emotions here.
Okay, all
right. I mean, I'm just.
They're not going to go 15-2. That's not going to happen. But what I bet was 12-5. I still think I loved the draft. I really actually thought they had a great draft, and that is primarily off of Josh Simmons. He was projected to be a top 10 pick before he tore his ACL, unfortunately, against Oregon for Ohio State. God bless. He tore his ACL against Oregon, like third game of the year. Shitty stuff happens. The kid's a stud, absolute specimen. He probably will end up starting a tackle for them as a rookie, and I think he'll be great.
At least Mahomes will have some blocking from somebody.
Yeah, and he has good dude. Oh,
because I could tell you who is not going to be blocking for him. If we go over film from last season, old chubby boy over there,
Brian,
Jordan.
Their receivers are actually pretty fucking good.
Okay.
Rashee Rice was leading the league in receiving yards
until Mahomes took him out.
Mahomes took him out.
So Rashee Rice is coming back.
Right.
You have Xavier Worthy, who looked great at the end of the season.
He
and
did.
Hollywood Brown is also coming back.
but
You have
you
three
also have
speedy-
you can have the speedy guys, but if Mahomes can't get set and get the ball off to them,
You just said they drafted a good tackle.
okay,
He's gonna have
that's one position.
two positions. They have 2 All-Pros on their offensive line. Creed Humphrey at
Uh-huh.
center and
Oh,
Chase
sorry,
Smith
Okay.
at guard.
But then we
They
have
3 potential studs, and
Uh,
then you have to fill in the rest. And
exactly.
you guys are gonna not. Sorry, Brendan, you didn't go yet. Hollywood, you are insane for thinking Andy fucking Reid, who's the best coach in football, is not going to be able to scheme if he doesn't have a good offensive lineman. Scheme around that.
I mean,
Come on, dude. I'm not saying they're going to have 15 wins. I can see 11, 12. That's still a great season. They'll make the playoffs. But 7 wins?
I'm thinking 7. This is
Just because you hate Travis Kelce?
I don't hate him. He's not the guy anymore.
Dude, that's crazy. And he's not the guy, but they don't need him to be the guy. That's why you have those good receivers. You don't need him to be that guy.
According to the Swifties and the fans, they need him to be that
I
guy.
mean, Brendan, you
If you
could
had said 10 wins, I would have been
Brendan,
fine.
you
said
can
7.
agree with me on this one. The tight end. What is partially his role?
I mean, let's be honest. As a tight end, if I'm in the NFL, you're looking for 2 major keys from a tight end. You're looking for blocking, and you're looking. Sorry, 3 things. You're looking for them to be able to create space and catch the football. Okay, so you're looking for 3 key. I guess let's just call it ingredients here for a tight end. Why do I say that? Tight end, you're more than likely going to send him across the middle of the field or on a drag route. What is that doing? You're usually taking the linebacker down with you or potentially a corner. So right then and there, you're taking away a key player that can make a play on the field. 2, if you're running a run play, let's just say you're running down to the right side, Travis is on the right side. You need Travis to be able to pick up either a defensive lineman or a linebacker. Period. There's no question about it. He needs to be able to put his head down and put a block down to help his team. 3rd, which Travis Kelce, his entire career, been great with it. Catching the football. I'll give him that. And creating space, don't get me wrong. But catching the football, Travis Kelce has been one of the best tight ends for that. So that's the question there. But you are looking for 3 key major things, which I can agree with Hollywood where he's coming with that, whereas Travis Kelce is not a blocker. I will say that he is one of the worst blocking tight ends.
Preach. Last season he definitely did not give the catching aspect as well.
So, can I get my hot take on what we're talking about right now?
Yeah.
I don't think Travis Kelce gets. I'm going to go 60% of snaps a game, maybe 50. And I think Noah Gray is actually going to sneaky step in.
Noah Gray is 1,000% a better tight end.
And I agree. I think Travis Kelce is going to be a strictly passing down tight end this year. I really do. Unless Travis Kelce comes in way better shape than he did last year,
So
which is not looking good. Noah Gray is going to get a lot more playing time this year. And
so,
I think Andy Reid knows that. I'm just saying. I don't think Travis Kelce is going to be on the field as much as we're used to seeing him on the field.
So this came from a Swiftie themselves. So Brittany's best friend, Swiftie, okay, has predicted that.
Okay, you shouldn't say this prediction. This is a wild prediction, honestly.
I'm going to say it. This prediction came from a Swiftie. I just want to put that out there.
Does she at least watch football?
This is not from anybody that you see on screen. This is not.
Do
not agree with this. This is coming from pure somebody who only started watching football 2 years ago.
This is from a Swiftie that honestly doesn't even really watch football that I know. Okay? Just a big Taylor Swift fan. They think he's going to end up having like a not so serious career ending injury and he will be done beginning of the season this year.
Whoa. All right.
That came from a Swiftie.
All right.
I will give my prediction on where I think the Chiefs fall in the West. I said
I don't
it
wish
before.
that upon anybody.
No, definitely not. Don't wish injuries upon anyone. I said it before, and like I said, we're going to talk about it probably next week, our after draft rankings. If I'm not mistaken, I had this team, I had the Chiefs 3rd, and I'm still going to keep them 3rd in the West. And when I say that, I don't mean they're going to lose a lot of games, like Jordan said. I could like last year, close division, 10, 11, 12 games, won. But I honestly coming out of that division, like I said, we'll talk about it after. But
Chargers,
now after
dude.
the draft, Chargers 100%, in my
God.
opinion, I think win the West this year. And I think the Broncos take that second seed. I'm not going to lie. I really like what the Broncos did in the draft. We'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah.
But I think the Chiefs have a down year. Obviously, like George said, they don't go 15-2.
No,
I think they finish third. I think they make playoffs, but I think it's definitely a down year.
Brian, I'm gonna.
You know what? Before
Brian.
Jordan loses his mind, let's get back on the draft grades because Jordan, I can see the fucking steam just.
Hey, you have the best quarterback in football, arguably at worst top 3. You have the best coach in football. They're not getting 7 fucking wins.
Oh, and also Texan, we all 100% agree with you. Noah Gray is the better tight end on the Chiefs right now.
Gray's a
there is no question
monster.
about it.
Who is Texan? This guy's got knowledge.
When we get the chance, Texas is becoming a VIP at this point.
Dude,
I like this guy.
Honestly,
Boy's got knowledge on him.
Good questions, good ball knowledge. I love it.
Damn right. You can talk some ball. I fuck with you.
That said, though, back on draft rankings, the Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna say it A+.
A+++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++++
plus infinity. Malachi Starks at 27 to pair with Kyle Hamilton. Absolutely fucking fantastic. Oh, and then what happens? Yeah, look, I get it. A lot of off-field issues, red flags. But Mike Green in the second round at number 59. Are we serious? To pair with that defense already. And then you want to say they need help on the O-line. They come around Emory Jones Jr. Exactly. So I really like their draft. I think the Ravens, I mean, they're going to be a playoff team again. They're going to be a Super Bowl
winning
contender.
The division. I'm
sorry.
Yeah,
definitely winning the division.
I love their draft, but dude, this you guys have seen Breaking Bad, right? He can't keep getting away with this. How the fuck do the Ravens keep getting away with this every draft? It's like they somehow a stud falls to them every fucking draft.
I'm gonna say by the time his career is over, Mike Green will be a Hall of Famer, and the Ravens are gonna look like the smartest, greatest team ever from this draft. For what
you know who he reminds me of? Who's an all-time Raven? Terrell fucking Suggs. Effort out the yin yang, physical specimen. And I know the guy's got off the field a little bit of mental issues, kind of goes crazy. Well, guess what? Terrell Suggs did too. Guess what? Terrell Suggs was fucking nasty at football. And guess what? That's all you give a shit about.
It's going to sound weird, but I think Mike Green going before I say this, all 3 of us are from the Maryland area, so we are well aware. But Mike Green going to the Baltimore Ravens, you might think would be crazy, but I think that is the best situation for him.
By far. John Harbaugh knows how to deal with his
Harbaugh,
guys,
exactly. Harbaugh can put his foot down. He can coach them. He can guide them. He knows exactly how to treat these players with respect, but also guide them.
Brendan,
God damn it, the
Maple Leafs just scored.
I saw it.
3-2. Also, Texan wanted to say also, former D1 player, UTSA Roadrunners.
Yes, sir, UTSA. They suck on NCAA.
I love building with them.
Yeah, but when you're playing against your boy, you play against your boy and you random it, and you get that team.
Yeah, when it's
sometimes
the
they get Alabama or some
Buckeyes,
shit. It's like, all right, man, have a good day. Like, fuck.
No, but Ravens.
Good for you, man.
A++ draft. No, 100% good for you, Texan.
No, dude, and so I'm gonna build off of you because how do you draft so late and get blessed with such good talent?
Yes.
Malachi Starks is a fucking dog. And like you said, you pair him with, in my opinion, the best safety in the league, in my opinion. And so now your secondary is pretty fucking stud. You got your first rounder in Wiggins from Clemson last year. Had a rough rookie year.
Corners. I say you're hoping Humphrey can come back healthy, fully ready to go.
And if he's healthy, dog. You have 2 of the best safeties. Dude, I think Malachi Starks is going to come into the league and be an absolute fucking stud. Georgia breeds defensive talent. Ask the Philadelphia Eagles because half their fucking defense is from Georgia.
I think honestly, I think 85% of their defense is.
Yeah, literally. And then like you said, you get Mike Green, who everyone said if he didn't have his mental issues would have been a top 15 pick. And you get him
No,
at
he would have
60,
probably been. I think he would have been a top 10 pick. I
yeah,
truly
and you
do.
get him at 60.
59, but yes.
Sorry, but what? Like, are you shitting me?
It makes no sense, and I will get to it later because obviously we took Scorton at then the second round. As a Panthers fan, when we drafted up, there's nothing I wanted more than Mike Green, just because of the upside he has. Don't get me wrong, Nick Scorton has amazing upside as well, but Mike Green he's a dog, man. He gives me Greg Hardy vibes, where
like
he's a junkyard dog, man.
You get Emory Jones in the third round, who is probably going to be a starting tackle pretty shortly. Dude's a physical specimen. Give him a little bit of coaching, which the fucking Ravens have. Just shoot me, dude. I'm a Commanders fan, and everyone in my family besides my dad is a fucking Ravens fan. And now Sean texted me about 10 fucking times the day after the second round. And I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. I was like, I know you've had a great draft. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to fucking I don't want to hear this, bro.
I can't wait.
Like, dude,
I can't wait till we get to the Commanders.
Okay.
Because your passion from that first round, fantastic, unmatchable.
I'm just saying now the Commanders B minus, but we'll get to that later.
We'll talk about it. All right, I'm gonna go take a piss. What's the next team? Is it Buffalo?
Buffalo. I give them an A.
Great
real
draft.
quick. Texton kind of said something here that I want to get Jordan's opinion on this. He said, in my opinion, I feel that Malachi has the potential to end up as another Sauce Gardner. And what he means by that is Sauce Gardner came in so hyped and kind of failed to deliver.
Oh.
And he said, I fear that Malachi may fall into the same trap.
Ooh.
So
great point.
Honestly, no, it's valid. And honestly, Jordan, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Mr. D2.
I have two things I'll push back on that just slightly with, and I'm not disagreeing with the hype thing. Actually, three things I'm going to disagree with slightly. So Sauce Gardner, Sauce Gardner, half of the reason we give him so much shit is because where he was drafted. I don't remember. He was top 10, and I believe he was like 6 or 7, wasn't he? Texan, correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe he was a pretty high pick. So you're judging him on the expectations of that pick, and I don't think he's been bad. You know, I think Sauce Gardner's been a really solid corner. I would still put him in my top 5 corners in the league pretty easily, but I will agree that he hasn't lived up to his draft pick. And then
4th overall.
So 4th overall, and Malachi Starks was 28, 27. So 27 overall to number 4 overall, that's a freaking big discrepancy on that. So I don't think that the expectations for Starks are going to be nearly as high as they would be for a number 4 pick like Sauce Gardner. So that's my first point. Second point, and I this point kind of sucks to say, but cornerback and safety are really different. And the situation this is kind of my third point too, but the situation you're going to, Sauce Gardner going to the New York Jets, getting kind of fucked over by that franchise, A. B, the coaching is nowhere near as good as the Ravens. So I'm not saying that Starks is going to live up to what I'm saying he's going to live up to, but I think the coaching staff, the organization, and the people around him in Baltimore are going to be able to lift him to where Sauce Gardner wasn't able. Because let's be honest, the Jets are the Jets. They fucking suck. And Sauce Gardner playing corner, he can't play quarterback on offense. Zach Wilson, like, hello. I mean, Sauce Gardner got screwed over with that. And now he's got Justin Fields, Ohio State fan again. I love Justin Fields, but like I don't think the Jets are going to do anything again.
Well, have you seen any of the off-season workouts?
I did. He has looked good, but I don't like as a quarterback. Off-season workouts are fake as shit. You have pass rush coming at you. You have no live action. Not the same.
The way his build is looking now, looking good.
So Brendan, what I was saying to Texan, just to catch you up real quick.
Yes.
So my point's here. Sauce Gardner was number 4 pick.
Yes.
Malachi Starks was number 27. So I think expectations there are a lot. Dude, being a top 5 pick to late first round expectations are different.
Yeah.
And organization. Sauce Gardner went to arguably, in my opinion, besides the Cleveland Browns, the worst organization. Well, Jacksonville's up
One
there
of
too.
the worst
Yeah.
organizations.
So you're going. I think even if Malachi Starks isn't as good as we think he is, Malachi Starks is going to get lifted by those around him: Kyle Hamilton, Humphrey, coaching staff. I mean, I you still have Roquan Smith, the middle linebacker. I just think the people around him in the organization, even if he's not as good as we think he's going to be, he'll still be carried a little bit just by that. And like I said, you're and Texan, you were 100% right. Sauce Gardner has not lived up to the number 4 pick, but he's still a fucking great corner, and I would take him in a freaking heartbeat on my team. And that's kind of my thing. He hasn't lived up to number 4, you're right, but he is still an absolute stud, and I would take him in a heartbeat on my team. But I just think that number 4 to number 27, that's a huge gap, dude. Top 5 pick to late first round pick. The expectations are a lot different. And the organization you go to, you have one of them has Lamar Jackson. The other one at the time when Sauce Gardner got drafted was fucking Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, yeah.
It's a difference. That's a tough one. And I see what you're saying though. I just think, and also the college they're coming from. If I'm not mistaken, what did Sauce Gardner come from? Louisville.
Wasn't he? No, wasn't he like you?
Cincinnati.
Like Cincinnati. Yes,
Cincinnati. Sorry.
Black
So
and red was like,
yeah, coming from Cincinnati, they don't play near the competition that Georgia plays. So I think Malachi Starks is more battle tested and battle ready. I guess is a good word for it because, I mean, you're playing Florida, you're playing Alabama, Auburn. I mean, you name an SEC now, you have Oklahoma, Tennessee. Well, Tennessee's always been Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee still there. I mean, every SEC school, I would argue, probably would beat the brakes off of Cincinnati. And I just think, that's a big difference. I'm not disagreeing with your statement, but I just think the expectations from number 4 to number 27 are a lot different. Organizational, Baltimore Ravens a lot better than the Jets, and then he's more battle tested from college, coming from Georgia compared to Cincinnati. And I just think that's going to be a big difference in kind of that conversation. But only time will tell. But I really think Malachi Starks, I'm not saying he's going to be Ed Reed by no means, because I don't think anybody's fucking Ed Reed. Shout out to the greatest safety, in my opinion, arguably ever, if Sean Taylor doesn't get killed early in his career. But yeah, I mean, I think Malachi Starks was an absolutely stud pick. And I don't even think that was their best pick. I think Mike Green in the second round at number 59 is their best pick. So.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I still give him the A++.
Maple Leafs are moving on.
I hate to cough in your ear.
Sorry, good.
So the Bills.
I'll say back to
the you
Bills.
guys go first because I gotta pee like.
I'm giving Bills an A.
I'm gonna flash my butt cheeks at you, Hollywood.
Don't do that. We're live.
Not live. I don't want to get banned.
No, I'm gonna give the Bills an A-. They definitely hit their needs, defensive wise. Obviously, the fan base wasn't a fan of them not getting a receiver early in the draft. Bean kind of touched on that heavy, how he basically told him to stop crying and be happy. We basically said, look, we had one of the better receiving cores in the NFL last year, and we really don't want to ruin it, which I can agree with. And literally after the draft, they brought in Elijah Moore. What was it, yesterday, I think it was, or 2 days ago, I saw the notification they signed Elijah Moore.
I believe 2.
Yeah, so
I mean, they did what they needed to do. They needed defense.
No, I mean, yeah, they needed defense. They went out first round, 30 overall, Maxwell Harrison. I think great pick, honestly. Speedy corner.
The one pick that I really
is great for them. So.
The one pick that I really like, and I hope he does well, Landon Jackson.
Agreed. Getting a Landon Jackson in round 3, I think, very good value pick. I mean, hey, if anybody that's got good Twitter or X knowledge remembers that video of him coming out doing the drills, looking really soft.
Yeah.
And then it came out in the combine, and he looked like a dog, actually doing what he was supposed to. And I think going to the Bills is a great situation. I mean, he's already going to have D-line help with Ed Oliver, so I think good situation. I think Landon Jackson has good upside, so I can't wait to see what he honestly does with the Bills.
What would you give? What are you grading them, Jordan?
A plus plus again.
A plus plus. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, if you guys haven't had a chance, Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky, dude ran like a 4.38, 4.4, something like that. And dude, I'm telling you right now, the Bills' biggest problem was defense. First 2 rounds, going the kid from was it TJ
Kentucky.
Sanders? Well, no,
Sanders, South Carolina.
second round, dude. God, they oh my God, they had a good draft because like when you look at a draft, look at a team's needs. Why did they lose last year? They didn't lose because of offense. They put
No,
up like
God, no.
28, 29 points, and they all lost to the Chiefs because they put up 32. Right?
Mhm.
Like, man, you don't need offense.
Well, that's
You
what I
need
was just
defense.
saying. On top of that,
Now,
with what they did in round one, Maxwell
oh,
Hairston coming
great,
in, speedy corner. So
great
you
pick.
talked about all the speedsters on the
Great pick.
Chiefs. He runs a 4.28 40, so
Yep.
he's got the speed to hang with Worthy,
Stud.
Rice,
Dude,
the
he's a
whole
stud.
nine. So I really, really, I mean, hey, you want to talk about the guy in Jordan Hancock, Ohio State boy as well.
Don't get me.
So
I'm trying. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to be too much of a homer. I was
no,
trying to.
because well,
I,
with this next team, you're gonna be a homer because I absolutely love it. Carolina Panthers.
The Carolina Panthers.
yeah.
Bias alone, I'm giving us an A.
I'm going A
I
plus.
want to. I honestly, I want to say A plus, but I can't give the bias. Everyone, say what you want. McMillan in the first round, great pick.
Hands down, the best wide receiver coming out of the draft. Should have won the Heisman.
Everyone was saying they were really high on Walker. They took the bait, the pre-draft bait of getting attached to Walker, which I understand. But having McMillan come off with Leggett, come off with Thielen, come off with Renfro now, and then I really like we did in the 6th round with Jimmy Horn too. So our receiver room instantly turned around after this draft and free agency. Coming back into rounds 2 and 3, what was our number one need? Defensive line help. What did we do? We took 2 edges, Nick Scorton
Two
and
absolute
Uman
dogs.
Midley. I can't. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ole Miss. Fucking butchering the name. That's on me. But I absolutely love what we did. And then
I'm excited.
I think
I'm excited to see what your number fourth round guy does.
yes, and this is where I'm gonna
That's not
say
even the best fourth rounder. The best fourth rounder is the second fourth round pick.
is Lathan Ransom is going to be our sleeper, and to compare him, he is Kurt Coleman basically. What Kurt Coleman was for us, he's going to be, in my opinion. I think he is a day one starter, no questions asked, and I think he brings a great downhill game for us that we very much so needed because we were terrible against the run. And bringing in Cam Jackson as well, big body D tackle out of Florida. I just the only questionable pick to me was Trevor Etienne because
I didn't
of
like
us
that pick.
taking Brooks last year, re-signing Chuba, bringing in Dowd as well. Questionable pick in the 4th round, but you know what? We'll see what happens. Overall, I'm giving him an A. I really love our draft, man.
Ryan, you want to go? You want me to go?
I already said I give him A plus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give. I'll go. I'm gonna go to A minus for shits and giggles, but I'll go to A, whatever. I mean, it's an A regardless. I'm with Brennan, dude. So diehard Ohio State fan. My favorite player at Ohio State the last 3 fucking years has been Lathan Ransom, and I am just appalled. And it's because of his size. He's not a big guy. The dude is an everywhere kind of safety. He will lay the boom and he can cover. I think that's a sleeper. Like we're going back to sleepers. Higgins was my sleeper offensive player of the year. My sleeper defensive player of the year is Lathan Ransom. And then obviously I don't need to say anything about T-Mac McMillan, whatever he likes to be called. The dude, stud. I think it's gonna make the Panthers draft. The Panthers draft like being an A plus plus or an A minus is the 2nd and 3rd round picks at edge. Texas A&M boy, and
Princely.
was SEC.
Ole Miss.
Thank you, Ole Miss, dude. If those guys pan out, because that was the Panthers' biggest need. So the Panthers were in like a weird spot there. I would say the biggest need was defense, but when a guy like Tet McMillan drops to you and you're just sitting there with a young quarterback and you see that specimen staring you in the eyes, you're going to give him to Bryce Young to develop with him.
I was saying, let's not forget, big key we did this free agency. We brought in Wharton from the Chiefs, who Andy Reid has said he was one of my favorite players I coached. Really sad he's gone. Absolutely love hearing that coming from Andy Reid. What else people don't realize, we lost Derek Brown early in the season. He had the entire year to rest, get healthy, entire off season. He's going to come back stronger than ever, and people don't realize he's still like 27 years old.
He's the best D tackle in. I'm going to say it right now. He's the best D tackle in football.
So, like,
older now.
I think our I say we brought in linebacker help. We signed Bozeman. So it's just one of those things. Depending how this team does early in the season, I really think the Carolina Panthers are the team to watch. Again, bias alone, bias away. I think what they have done in a short term for Bryce Young is great, and I really hope it pans out for him. As a fan, obviously, but as just somebody who likes the NFL, I hope it pans out.
I agree, and it's like you're. So here's my thing. So like a bunch of the, what do you call them, analysts, whatever, TV personalities, analysts were saying they wish the Panthers went harder on defense, like early first round, like on defense. And I'm, even if my defense, here's my thing, even if your defense isn't great, if they're top 15, whatever. If I see my quarterback developing, a young quarterback, he's what, 24?
Yes, I think
24,
23, 24, somewhere.
If he's developing, I'm happy. I can address defense. Guess what, motherfuckers? If I have Xavier Legette and fucking T-Mac, and they both are on rookie contracts, and I know they're studs, and I know Bryce Young is my quarterback of the future, guess what I can do next year and the following year? I can smack defense now. But you've given yourself that leeway, that extra space to adjust as an organization because you have those dogs on the outside. Imagine you draft a defensive guy this year. Okay, let's say you got Walker, whatever, and your defense looked good, but your quarterback was struggling. I'd much rather have my quarterback look good and my defense struggling than vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, because we touched on it literally previously with the Bills. The Bills were literally staying in the games because they were scoring points on points. The Bengals are the same way. They had no defense. They literally had to rely on Joe Burrow and the offense to score points to keep them in the game. So an offense can do it. You just gotta hope that your quarterback has that mindset, which I hope Bryce Young comes in this year, which I think he will. Had a great end of the year last year. So I think if he can keep that hot streak, the weapons we added for him, I think he'll have a great year.
And my thing too, when you talk about Bills, Panthers, let's just use those two teams for an example, right? Not many teams have fucking Josh Allen. I love Bryce Young. Like, if I have Josh Allen, yeah, I don't really feel like I need to give him a Julio Jones in his prime, of Randy Moss, right? Like, I don't need to give him that guy because I know he is that guy, right? Josh Allen is him, in my opinion, last year, by far. Maybe Lamar was there too, but I think by far he was the best quarterback in the league.
I mean, he is the only quarterback who has got a receiving touchdown last year.
Amen, right? It's fair. So it's different, dude. Like, you have a young quarterback who we think, and we do think, I'm fairly confident, Brandon I know is fairly confident, I'm sure Brian is too, but I'm fairly confident Bryce is going to keep developing, but I don't want to hold him back because of my shitty draft picks. I want to make sure I'm giving him the best chance to develop. I don't have Josh fucking Allen. No one has Josh Allen but Buffalo. No one has Mahomes but Kansas City. I mean, I hate that argument so much, man. If I would rather give my quarterback a good chance and be confident in his development than making sure I have the fucking 2000 Baltimore Ravens defense. I don't care. If my quarterback is developing and looks good with young talent, I can get that defense right in free agency and the draft in following years. I hate that argument, dude. I hate when people bring that shit up. Should have gone defense. What? Just stop, dude.
Sorry. I mean, that's fair. You're fair.
Yeah. My TED Talk.
So,
thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
The team that had the number 1 overall last year, the Bears.
Ooh.
What do you give them this year? I give them a B.
I really
That's
like
tough
what
for
they
me.
did in round 2. I
I do
really
too.
love the Luther Burden pick.
Such a good pick.
Love that a lot. What I don't love, and I talked about it on draft night, was the Colston
Say hi to the
Loveland pick at
podcast real
10. By all means, I'm not saying Colston Loveland is bad, but you
Mama said
just
hello, by the way, Brennan and Brian.
oh, hi Mama. You just signed Cole Kmet to a big contract from your tight end standpoint. You really did not use him as in the offense last year, and you have a new coach. Which yes, I get it. Ben Johnson could be the one where he said I want Loveland, but I think it would have been smarter to use that number 10 pick on something a little different, because I would have just let Kmet have 1 year with Johnson, because we see what Johnson does with tight ends in Detroit. So I would have loved to see what Kmet would have done as the sole number 1. But with that said, I give the Bears, I mean, a B plus. Like, they didn't do bad. They didn't do like anything groundbreaking, but they filled some holes, and I think Caleb will have a turnaround year with his new offensive coordinator. I think you will see a more confident quarterback out of him and a better passer. And I think the Bears will have a decent season, and I think they had a decent draft.
I respect that.
Anything good, Brian?
I guess
Brian,
not.
you wanna go?
Jordan,
You
you're
want me to
up.
Oh, I already gave mine B.
Okay. I don't want to be the guy that's Debbie Downer.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, he's about
I'm
to
gonna
give him
go
a C.
C.
I do it.
Do it.
So God, I feel like I'm going against myself, not in a hypocritical way, but so you sign. So I was just saying, I feel like the Bears went the Panthers model, but too hard. So the Panthers wanted to help Bryce, but they didn't sacrifice their entire draft in a way to help Bryce. I feel like the Bears
The Bears.
their entire off season has been based around one thing: to make Caleb better. So I'm okay with you drafting offensively, right? But you sign Ben Johnson as your head coach, give him a hefty contract. Okay, great, that helps. You trade for Joe Tooney. That helps too. Awesome. You get the kid from Arizona, the center. Really good center. Great.
Atlanta,
Good signing.
not Arizona.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
You get the kid from Atlanta center. You
Dolman.
have three things right there offensively. Awesome. So then you go to the draft. So in my opinion, it's like, yeah, you give resources to help your quarterback. Do you have no faith that Caleb Williams, brother in fucking Christ, you drafted him first overall. So you have to have some kind of faith that he is going to be pretty good. So in my opinion, like, you've already given a shit ton of resources, a lot of money to the two linemen you just got, a lot of money to the head coach, and then your first two draft picks, you're going to just go offense again, right? And I don't understand the Loveland pick at all. You have Cole Kmet, who is, like Brennan said, not getting paid cheaply for a tight end. And then you come back with Luther Burden, and then third round, you come back with a fucking tackle. And, like, I get you want to help your quarterback develop, but one of those picks I would have liked to be on the. And your defense is good. You got Johnson at corner, really good. You got Montez
Sweat, yeah,
really good. You got Eddie Jackson still at safety, good. I mean, just don't sell out completely. I feel like they have addressed defense none, zero, zip. And as a head coach, if you're an offensive head coach, the one thing I would like to maybe think I could do is not have the greatest weapons. You still got Roma Dunze and DJ Moore and Cole Kmet. You have three really good weapons, and then you draft two more early. And
I'm gonna say it. I would have. Excuse me, sorry. For that 10th round, that number 10 pick, I would have much rather seen them trade back.
Yes.
Get more draft capital, because you can still obviously get Burden in round 2. With that first pick, yes, defense would have been nice, but I would have gone running back. I would have got myself a true number 1 running back to really solidify that offense, which I don't think. I definitely think they're lacking in the running back department, but obviously I think they're going to be a pass-heavy offense, so it's kind of like one of those things, like pick and choose. Yeah. But I would have much rather like to see them do something better with that number 10 pick.
If you're going to sell out offensively, and which they have clearly done, if you look at the free agency, you look at the coach, you look at the draft, they've sold out offensively. I would have got, like you said, if I'm not going to go defense, I would have at least gone a position I'm not confident in. You have two really good receivers. Rome Odunze's a stud, and DJ Moore, we all know what DJ Moore's capable of. And I personally really like Cole Kmet. I think Cole Kmet's actually pretty fucking good tight end. I really think he's good. So it's like, man, if you're going to sell out, don't sell out on a position. And I love, dude, Burden's a fucking beast. I mean, good God, he's really good. I'm not saying he's not, but I wouldn't have sold out on positions I know I'm already good at. I would have tried to, like you said, go running back. If I'm going to go offense, go running back. And then I really would have liked one of those first 3-round picks. I would have gone at least one defensive, just one defensive player, man. Like you have sold out so much on offense, and I love to make your quarterback look good. Because if you're going to draft somebody in fantasy, I'm tempted to draft Caleb Williams because they are clearly trying to make him the first overall pick worthy.
Yeah, they're trying to make him succeed quick.
Yeah. I just don't know. I'm gonna go C on that because I'm a little, and if you weren't here probably, but I picked them to win the division weeks ago, and I'm not going away from that. But I definitely would have liked to see. I would have liked to see a little bit of a. I don't know. I'm giving them a C. I'm stuck in the middle on that one. I can't go higher than that. I'm not gonna go lower. I'm not saying it's a bad draft. I just have a hard time giving them a really good score. So that's a tough one for me. That's one of the tough teams for me when I was grading.
No, that's fair. And next on the list is good old Brian's Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, dude, I love their draft.
I'm gonna say it. I love the Shamar Stewart pick. Absolutely great fucking pick. And I will following it up with Demetrius Knight.
I will be getting a Stewart jersey.
As you should.
Definitely one I will be getting. We need a defense of players, and I'm very happy with the key players that we did pick up, especially with Stewart and Knight and Carter. Anyone else? No, those were the only defensive players we got. I give us.
I mean, I'm gonna say it too, so to cut you off, but the Dylan Fairchild pick in the third round, great value, great pick. Yes, great value, great pick.
Draft. I know you didn't need. I know you wanted defense, dude. Your interior offensive line last year was fucking awful, and he is a huge human being. If you can give him some, oh my goodness gracious, dude. And again, SEC player, played good defensive lineman. He's the guy going against.
And also, shout out Miami, Jalen Rivers, offensive tackle. Yeah. Love to see that too.
No, I love the way you mixed it up in this draft, not selling out.
This was a
get on this. You guys sell out defensively. I mean, and we know you need defense. No one's disagreeing you need defense, but when you have somebody like Fairchild staring you in the face in the third round, you don't pass that up because it's still a position in need. It's still a position in need.
I'm very happy we didn't go for tight end. We didn't go for receivers because we don't need it.
You got a good running back late as fuck too.
We got a great running back. I'm giving up. I know.
6th round Tosh was.
Yeah. I know. PFF gave the Bengals a C, but I'm gonna give them an A-, and that's unbiased.
Who gave you a C?
PFF.
PFF.
Ranked them as a C.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't agree with that ranking at all. I would go either B+, A-.
I'm going B+ too, but I'm gonna go A- actually. I think I'm gonna go A-. But either way, a C?
That's what they gave them.
What are they using?
It's kind of crazy, but I really like the pick. I like what the Bengals did. I completely.
Are we a
first rounder alone?
So are we a Super Bowl contending team off of this? Not this year.
No.
We're.
Wait. I would
I'm
actually
gonna say.
argue that with Trey Hendrickson still floating around in the rumor mill, a potential sign and trade with a team to bring in potential more defensive help for you. Let's just say a corner for DN swap on top of that. Throw some picks around.
Yeah.
The Bengals have a chance. Obviously,
we have a playoff contention run, but I do not see us going to the big show this year. And
I
agree. I want to say maybe 2 years we could see us going to the big show.
Your problem's gonna be secondary, brother.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's where I'm hoping. That's where I'm hoping next. Where I'm hoping next draft we can kind of pick up there.
There's some really good corners in the next draft, by the way. All right, sorry, we'll talk. That's another conversation.
That's where I'm.
That's my whole. I'm with Brendan. You guys are definitely.
It was a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I don't see you winning the division by no means, because I really think the Ravens actually. I love the Ravens draft, and the Ravens are bringing back just obviously all the studs.
I'm gonna make a bold claim before you continue. The Ravens and Bengals will finish with the same win-loss total.
Wow. Ooh.
Bold claim.
That's a hot take. I like that.
Well, if you think about it, literally last year, I mean, it's a 4-game swing. No, sorry, 3. So it's like, and that was with a shitty defense, and they improved their defense a little bit. Like you said, still need major corner help. I am not denying that whatsoever. So that is obviously the big question mark, but I can see the Bengals potentially tying the Ravens here. Definitely see the Ravens being the better team overall, no doubt. No question.
I also want to say, do not draft in fantasy the Bengals defense.
No.
Whatsoever this year. But if you can solidify a Chase Burrow combo or a Higgins combo with Burrow, by all means do it, because I will say now that's my goal.
So my thing, I don't have them finishing the same record. I think it's going to be about one. I think Ravens could go, let's just say 12 wins, and then Bengals I would give a good 10, 11 to easily. But as much as I love the defensive draft of the Bengals, I think the Ravens had a better defensive draft, because I think
100%.
Yeah, and it's just that's what's killing me. The Ravens had the better defense to begin with, and I think they actually had a better draft defensively than the fucking Bengals did. And that's what's scaring me. And the thing that's going to come down that's scary with both of these teams is which quarterback gets hurt first. And I hate to say it that way. Lamar Jackson gets hurt a lot, and Joe Burrow gets hurt a lot. If Joe Burrow stays healthy, Lamar gets hurt, Bengals win the division. Lamar stays healthy, Joe Burrow gets hurt, Lamar, obviously, the Ravens win the division. I hate to say that, but that could be what wins that division, is a quarterback injury. And that's a shitty thing to say. I'm not wishing it. I'm using my past experiences with both of those quarterbacks. They tend to get nicked up, and often.
I mean, no, yeah. And well, speaking of on the fantasy front, to move on, Cleveland Browns draft their defense. Take the defense. Their D line is nasty. Adding Graham to pair with I can't think of his name. God damn it. Myles Garrett, thank you. To pair with Myles Garrett is insane. And then you swing that back in the second round, bringing in Carson Schwishinger, great pick. Then you follow that up with Quinshon Judkins. Great pick at there. Obviously, Jordan talked about it. He, like they said, killed it with the Gabriel and Sanders pick. If you're going to take a quarterback, take one of them. Do not take both of them.
Why did... All right, yeah, sorry, go. I'm sorry.
And I think the Dylan Sampson pick, I get it. You lost Chubb, but technically they're still in talks to bring Chubb back. So it's like, I think the last 3 picks of rounds, they're 3 number 94, 4 number 126, and 5 number 144 were kind of reach picks for the Browns per se. I'm going to go on a team basis, so I do not like it. So I'm just going to grade it off of there from number 67 and up. I'm going to give them a good B+. And I would be higher with A's, but
Ryan, you go.
I don't know.
I'm going C+.
I'm
I-
going to D.
I respect that wholeheartedly because they wasted a pick.
Wasted so dude, Brandon literally just made every point I was going to make. Both quarterback picks were wasted, in my opinion. They don't fit your scheme. I don't know. Just because there's a quarterback on the board doesn't mean you draft a quarterback. And you got Quinshawn Junkins. Great pick. Samson is a fucking stud from Tennessee. Dude is a beast. But I, I just don't. Besides the Mason Graham and the Schwischinger kid, I have. Oh man, like I. If you got Quinshawn, why did you go Samson? If you get Samson, you don't go Quinshawn. If you go Shador, you don't go Gabriel. If you go Gabriel, you don't go Shador. I just like you had so many wasted picks. I'm with Brennan. If I just went from Quinshawn down, their top 3 picks, I might even go an A. Because those top 3 picks were that good. But then their last picks were that fucking bad. Like
yeah.
I don't see it, you know? Like I
In
don't
weird
get it.
weird transition because completely like different divisions, but they're under it, so that's why I bring it up. Just to move on. The Cowboys. I at first was skeptical with their round 1 pick, but I absolutely love this draft from start to finish, and I give the Dallas Cowboys an A.
I give them an A too.
I give them an A as well. I agree with that 100%.
Dude,
Jaden Blue in round 5, Siobhan Revel in round 3, Donovan in 2. They hit every need they needed, and I think they did it great.
Brother, I don't know if you guys understand how much this hurt me to text fucking Hannah's dad and say, like, good for you.
Yeah,
This third draft, I don't give a shit how bad of an owner Jerry Jones is. And it's probably not even him doing the draft, but he is still the GM. Dude, they draft great.
This year they drafted him.
Yeah.
They draft great. The kid they got from Bama, Booker.
Tyler Booker.
Yeah, but oh my God, he's a fucking animal. So you're replacing Zach Martin with a cheaper beast of an animal at guard. And then you come back from the kid from Boston College. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Absolute fucking stud. And then, like you said, you go fucking Revel, Blue. I mean, God, it pains me, dude. That man, as a Commanders fan, the Cowboys draft hurt me. That they had a great fucking draft.
Here's one team that I want to touch on, and because after you're done with the Cowboys, is just their round 1 pick alone, in my opinion. The Broncos with Jahad Barron to pair with Surtain.
So nasty.
Amazing.
Dude.
Bringing it back with RJ Harvey as well. Really like the pick. I'm going to go ahead and give the Broncos a good A-, honestly.
I was going to go B.
I'm going B+. They had a great draft. I
100%.
Just first round pick alone, I would not want to play that defense, dude.
Oh, heck no.
I don't care if you have two. Let's say you're the Steelers, right? And you have DK and George Pickens, and you're like, yeah, every team in the league, we can smack them around a little bit. Not the fucking Broncos.
No, God, no.
No way. Pat Surtain's gonna lock down DK and Jahad. People, if you don't know who Jahad Barron is, if you didn't watch Texas last year, he locked down. And I know this is college, but I think we can all agree Jeremiah Smith is arguably the best college freshman receiver specimen. 6'4", 225. He's literally built like Julio Jones. Jahad Barron locked him the fuck down.
Yes, he did.
He is gonna come to the league. Man, I want no piece of that Denver secondary. I want no piece. And then they got the kid from Huafunga, the safety from 49ers.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I want no part of Denver with that
Hell
secondary.
No.
So, going from the Broncos, how do you feel about the Lions?
I didn't like the. Oh, sorry.
Lions are a weird one.
Yeah, they draft dudes way early.
They drafted really weird. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't care.
I'm just gonna give them a B.
Go and C.
Wow.
I'm gonna go C too. I'm a huge Ohio State fan. I love Tyleik Williams. He's a smaller guy, and I like how you're trying to help your defense out with all the injuries you had last year. Completely understand kind of the thought process. He was projected to be a second round pick though. I feel like they just kind of and this, but in Dan Campbell's defense, Jahmyr Gibbs, when they drafted him, was way early than people were expecting. So maybe Tyleik Williams turns into a mini Aaron Donald. I don't fucking know, and I guess I'm not even going to try to know. Dan Campbell knows what he's doing.
I was going to say, Dan Campbell might know something we don't. And I want to get to this team real quick because Jordan touched on it earlier. The Packers, he said he hated their draft.
I didn't like this draft at all.
So that said, what do you give the Texan? No, Texan, I completely agree with you. The Lions, in my opinion, kind of did waste their draft. Yes, they.
Yeah.
The reason I give a B is because they touched a few needs for, I guess, depth per se with what they did on injury.
Yes,
but
injury depth. That's
they had options to really bring game changers into that franchise.
Yeah, but you didn't,
and they didn't do that. So I think the Lions had a miss for sure this year.
It was weird. Texan knows ball. I fuck with that. I like that.
All right, what's up, Fred?
I'm gonna say I'm giving Packers a C+ for their draft because I'm gonna run to the bathroom. So you guys keep running, and I'll catch up when I get back.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and give the Packers.
I'm being hard.
Here's my dilemma with this is every year people wanted the Packers to draft receiver year after year after year. This is the one year you really didn't need to. And I get it. Again, injuries up and down. Watson hasn't really panned out of what you wanted him to be, so on and so forth. But Matthew Golden's obviously going to come in and be a good option for Love, but I just think there's few other needs they probably could have touched. And with how deep receiver was this year, I just not the biggest fan of the Golden pick. I'm don't get me wrong, love Matthew Golden, just do not love him to the Packers per se.
I don't get the team you're gonna.
So that said, I'll give the Packers a B-.
I'm going to D.
Okay, let's hear this one.
Makes no sense. Makes absolutely fucking no sense to me. So, 2 of your first 3 picks, you go receiver. You already have Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Watson. Dobbs, Christian Watson when he comes back. Why in God's and I'm not saying any of those guys are that good, but they're not bad.
Oh no, they're not bad by any means, but that's why I want to give them lower than a B-, but it's like I can't discredit like who they took, but like I said, I don't like that they took the players they did.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I wish they had flipped their draft. I love the Anthony Belton pick, tackle from NC State.
Yes.
That's a good pick. Your offensive line needed some help. Like that pick. Not disagreeing.
Dude, you need a defensive in the 4th round too.
Yeah, no,
Great pickup.
No. I wish they had inverted the 2 receiver picks. Instead of your 1st and 3rd round picks going receiver, invert that to your 4th and 6th round.
Yes.
Maybe going a receiver, maybe going a whatever. Even running back because Josh Jacobs is a little older. I don't know. The Colin Oliver pick, too, is actually a good pick. A little bit of an injury history. When he plays, very good. I just don't. You need secondary help. You might be losing Jair Alexander. Yep. They've said he wants to trade. He's not getting paid. He wants to be paid. You don't go cornerback till the 7th fucking round from Tulane. I'm not familiar with this kid, Micah Robinson, too well. But if you're a 7th round pick, I hate to be that guy. Probably not him. Especially as a corner. I think Matthew Golden's actually a very good receiver. Not a good team to go to.
Like I said, I'm not discrediting that at all. I just don't like.
I don't understand.
Texan brought up a decent point. I mean, the only argument he has is that for trade capital in the receiver room, but
I'll give you that, Texan. But I think unfortunately you're thinking more logically than most NFL teams because an NFL team is probably looking at that and they're going to probably say something along the lines of, "Let's let them play a year or two together, and then let's see who plays out to be that better guy." Where I'm with you, take one of those guys like a Romeo Dobbs. I think a Romeo Dobbs is a really good one. I would trade him very quickly. You probably could get a third round pick for him, if not even a team that's really desperate. Maybe even a little bit of high end second round. Romeo Dobbs, in my opinion, is actually pretty good. But I'm with you. I think that's a logical thing to do. But these teams, man, they like to have their depth. And I guess for the Packers, I'll give them the credit. Christian Watson tears everything and is hurt every year.
Yeah.
So you can't rely on him. I personally think Jaden Reed is a fucking stud, but they don't throw him the ball enough. He'll get 10 targets and have 130 yards. Next week he'll have one catch.
Agreed.
Jake, Matt LaFleur is a great coach, and you can clearly see they're trying to feed him weapons and an offensive line with the Belton pick. I really do like that Belton pick, but I don't like the two receiver picks, man. It feels like you're trying to make a position richer. You've already paid your quarterback. You've already paid him. It doesn't really matter if he's developing. He has 4 years at $56 million a year. You might as well, if you're going to pay him, if you're going to pay your quarterback that much money, he better be able. I don't care if he has the worst receivers in the league. If you pay him that much money, he should be able to make those receivers look good, and you build everything else on the team around that. And that's kind of where I'm at. If you didn't pay your quarterback, different story. But Jordan Love is already paid. The dude is making a hefty paycheck this year, and a hefty paycheck. I don't know.
Agreed.
This draft.
That said, though, moving on to a man in chat and his team, the Houston Texans.
And I liked his picks.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to give him. I'm going to give him an A-. I love what they did in the receiver room. I love the offensive line help. I love all the weapons they brought in, period. I love that they obviously addressed their line needs, and they also brought in corner help to pair with Derek Stingley, so I kind of like that. So I'm going to go A- with this.
I'm going A- as well. Great draft, Texan. Congratulations, brother. I'm not even going to have to build on this one. I think you already know, so good draft.
100%, Brian. What are you feeling on this? I think you're muted.
I was going to say, did you mute yourself?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'm going A.
No, I agree. I was saying, Texan and Chad said he said I would have liked to see more line help picked, but he's happy with it. I have to agree. You have to be happy with this draft.
But if CJ Stroud's him, those receivers are going to look good.
100%. They're going to look like all-pro studs.
I like the draft. I do. Hey, are we going to Indianapolis next?
Yeah, Indy. I'm going B.
B. Ooh.
Really, I'm kind of high on Indy's draft.
I'm high on their draft too. Holy shit!
And I think the steal for them, Riley Leonard. You might think to yourself, "What?" No, I think you're already in a interesting quarterback room as is. I think adding him to the mix
honestly, whose quarterback room is more interesting now, Cleveland or Indianapolis?
Oh, Indianapolis has a juicy Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones,
and I don't mean interesting as a good way either.
Well, I like Indy's quarterback. All right, yeah, all right, I'll fuck with that.
Hopefully the culture gets better in Indy.
I like what they did on edge second round with JT. I love the Tyler Warren pick. They've never had a true number one solid tight end for God knows how long
since
now.
Dallas Clark with Peyton Manning.
Pretty much. So I love that. So I'm gonna give him an A, honestly.
I'm going A+, dude. I love their first 3 picks. So
no, I completely agree. I think they absolutely killed this draft. Yeah. Like the value they got for where they were drafting, tremendous. Tremendous.
A+ for me.
I'll say high A.
All right. How about Duval?
Oh, this one's hard.
I feel like they wasted their first round, but
oh my god, dude, you are the biggest Travis Hunter hater.
I'm going B+.
Still with the B plus though. It's actually matters.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm gonna go B, but B
I'm
plus
actually
sounds
gonna
good.
agree with B plus on this.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan said it on the draft show. As much as you don't want to admit it, their first round pick hit both needs for them in receiver and corner. And
it was the first two biggest needs.
Well, Jacksonville's obviously is going to let him play both sides of the ball. So we'll see if it pans out. I don't think he'll end up playing both sides of the ball in the long run, but
I hope their conditioning coach and their nutrition coach is
don't sleep
ready.
on the Wyatt Mullum pick either from West Virginia,
Because he is going to coming into the pros. He's going if he's going to try to play both ways. He's going to need the best recovery team that they can have.
This division, in my opinion, Texans, Titans, Jags, and Colts. I think they had the best draft as a division. I actually really liked all 4 teams' drafts.
I can respect that, honestly.
Yeah, I think all 4 teams had a really good draft.
No, I think they had a great draft.
Texan, I agree with him there. The first round was a total waste.
Y'all are grade 1 haters, man.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying he did not deserve the Heisman.
No, I can agree with no. No one's saying he didn't deserve the Heisman.
Also did not deserve to go number 2. Maybe round 2, but not number 2.
Dude, that's all right. All right, next team. All right, I'm not.
Leaves the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I can't wait to see what Hollywood's gonna say for this one.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, go ahead, you two.
I'm just gonna say a solid B plus.
I'm same. I'm going B plus. I love.
I was gonna go B as well. I feel like
Simmons pick was major needs. They hit that good.
They hit their needs very well. I actually
D tackle, like I said, they literally lost Wharton, so they needed the help. Love that. So you want to talk about a team that literally hit their needs?
I will say this as well. It would have been nice to see like another tight end come in there because Noah's gonna have to do everything. But
Jesus, all right.
But for what they got, I'm not upset. They're rebuilding.
This man just said they're rebuilding. We're moving on. I can't take this, man. The Las Vegas Raiders.
I loved this draft.
A plus. They got who should have won the Heisman.
I
agree.
I'm also giving it an A plus. Their first 2 picks. If you guys aren't, if you're not familiar with Jack Beckdude from TCU, I beg you to go watch some film on him.
Hey, don't worry. The Panthers gave him a workout. We were really high on him this year.
Dude, he's nice. And then you get Genty in the first. Come on, dude. That offense would. I don't care what you think about Geno Smith. That offense might be pretty good this year.
I'm no Raiders fan, but I'm getting a Genty jersey.
No, dude, they had a great draft.
I give the Raiders an A.
They had a really good draft. I actually really like the Raiders draft. I mean, you can always say I wish you went a little more defense, but you can't go. You can't magically make appear draft picks. You know, you have your 1 pick per round, occasionally 2 picks per round, whatever. I think what they had with who was on the board when they picked, I think they made the right call.
Oh yeah, with like you said, with who was available at their spot, tremendous value, great overall draft.
Great pick. I very much enjoyed their
I cannot wait to see. I'll be honest, I had the Raiders finishing last in the division. Still,
I don't anymore. I don't know, man.
I still do, but I think they're going to be way more competitive than they were last year for sure.
I got a hot take for next week when we do the.
That's going to be interesting.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Love where this is going already.
I like the Raiders a lot this year.
Well, speaking of, moving on, the Los Angeles Chargers, same division.
The Chargers.
Chargers.
B plus.
I'm gonna give them A minus. A to A minus is in that range.
Omarion Hampton is fantasy guys. Draft him.
I mean, yeah.
Jim Harbaugh is going to feed that man like he's a god. I can't.
Like he's a workforce.
Yes. Thank you.
There you go.
That's exactly. Yep. That's better. All right.
That's egregious where you were going with that.
Sorry. Yep, next one. All right. My bad.
Oh
Next.
Sorry. My bad.
The Rams.
I'll say the Rams.
Dude, not when they traded away the first round pick. It's hard to give them. I'll let you guys go first.
I feel so. I'm giving them a B minus, and here's where they should have drafted probably Quinn Ewers to sit behind and learn.
Ooh. So here, I actually with getting because I believe they got 2 first rounders next year from the Falcons in their own, right? They got the Falcons first rounder because the Falcons.
Yeah, because the Falcons at the
Yeah.
26 years.
So I have a feeling next year because Matthew Stafford, I think he might have 2 more in him. I think he might retire after this year. I think next year, if the Falcons don't have a good season, which they very well might not, I think that's going to be when they go quarterback.
I think the Rams should have got Ewers to sit behind because I agree this could be his last year, and I think he would have fit nice into the Rams offense, especially after learning for a year.
That's fair. He's a big boy too. He's a big.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna give the Rams a C plus, man.
I'm C plus in it. The more I look at
I'm not the biggest fan of the draft, but
it wasn't that good.
I don't hate it either. But like, they're obviously setting up draft next year, which I can respect.
That's the obvious call, in my opinion.
And don't get me wrong, I think there's still going to be a solid team this year. Obviously, if Matthew Stafford's healthy, that's going to be a good team. So it's just going to be interesting to see, though, because they brought in Adams and everything, still have Puka, so it's going to be a good fun offense to watch.
I hope he's healthy enough to
line heavy when they already have a really good defensive line.
I hope I hope he stays healthy and he can play for 2 more years, so then he can have a quarterback come in next year, sit behind him, and learn.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, agreed.
That's fair. I agree. I'm going C plus. When you don't have a first round pick, it's hard to give you anything better than that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you're getting bottom talent. You're not really getting those top guys.
Now the Dolphins.
Dude, the Dolphins are like the Saints to me. They have so many needs, it's hard to give them a good grade. But
I'm going to say it, the Dolphins had the steal of the draft with Ollie Gordon.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The fact that Ollie Gordon fell round 6 and they desperately needed running back.
Yeah.
And they got Ollie Gordon. That's going to be fun to watch on offense for him. In terms of everything else they did, I honestly kind of like the Quinn Ewers pick as well. Like Brian was saying, I kind of wish he went to like a more offensive-minded coach, but to kind of learn behind.
Well, McDaniels.
I mean, McDaniels is it, but
I mean, he's not going to learn much. The one thing he's gonna learn behind Tua is how not to take a hit so he doesn't get concussions.
You go the most egregious route. You know
I'm just giving my honest opinion here.
I mean, I'm gonna go B plus.
Letting it fly, McFly.
Kenneth Grant's a very good D tackle. I like your solidifying defensive line help. Going guard second round, they needed offensive line help. The kid from Arizona is pretty good. And then I'm with Brennan too. You needed a running back. I love Achane, but he's not a workhorse. He's like a third down back guy. You don't want to get him too many. You want a workhorse, and Ollie Gordon is that workhorse. And I think that was actually a really good pick. It's going to be Ollie Gordon taking first, second down.
And you got to think they literally only had 2 picks at the top 3 rounds. They only had a first and a second, and then they drafted 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7. So with what they had available, it's not hateful, but I give them a C plus.
Yeah.
I think there was definitely more needs you probably could have worked around.
Did I give mine?
You have not.
You have not for the Dolphins.
C.
I mean, that's understandable.
Mrs. Titan Swollen, what's up? No,
Whoa, it's Hannah.
Moving on, though, to a team that only had 5 picks in the draft.
This next one's
the Vikings, C minus.
C minus? Really? Wait. What?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of in the same boat a little bit, but I'm gonna say B minus. I don't like that they went Felton in round 3.
Oh man, dude, Felton's good though.
I get it, but you're already in a loaded receiver room. He's not gonna probably see the field that often. So it's kind of a wasted pick for the Vikings, in my opinion, for a position they really didn't need per se.
Preach.
So that's where I'm gonna go ahead and give them a B.
I'm going B plus.
Whoops.
And their 6th round picks were really good. The kid from Pittsburgh, tight end, is really fucking good. The only thing I hate is you already have DJ Hawkinson. So it's like, why? But Kobe King from Penn State, they had a really good third day. I really like that. And then Donovan Jackson, dude, I tell you what, man, that Vikings offensive line is starting to look like the Lions and the Eagles offensive lines. That
They're
offensive
definitely
line,
building nice trenches. Man.
yeah, their trenches, man. And
I
that's,
will
I'm
say,
gonna give them B
I'm
plus
looking
for
forward
that.
to talking about the trenches when the season starts.
Well, you got some good O
I
lines
mean,
coming
you're
in.
definitely gonna have some good O lines to talk about. That's for sure. And honestly, another speaking O line going to the Patriots, Will Campbell,
Oh
first
my
round.
God.
Absolutely
Great
love
pick.
that pick.
Great
The
pick.
man
Protecting your
says
quarterback,
he is going
coming
to
back.
protect him with his life.
I
I
mean, yeah,
love that.
He's
that's what you love to hear out of
Straight
a guy that's
dog.
protecting you. I love the Henderson pick as well. Don't
Mhm.
get me wrong. I get it. You have Ramondre Stevenson, but
Well, he
let's be
fumbles
honest.
every fucking
Exactly.
play.
Ramondre Stevenson probably fumbles every other game, so he's kind of a liability. So I love the Henderson pick. Love the Kyle Williams pick, giving off more offensive weapons for what's his face? Drake May. So I just really love and going with the center in round 4 as well. It's late or round 3. Sorry, they literally hit every need to
And then
protect
some.
the quarterback. Is exactly, and then some.
I'm giving him A plus. Fantastic.
I'm gonna give him
In my opinion,
I'm gonna get A-
probably
A-.
Yeah.
best team draft out of the whole draft this year.
Oh wow.
Okay. I
All
mean,
right.
I can see the argument. It's definitely an argument to be made. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, no, the center from Georgia too they got was actually really good. So
I mean, yeah, they
like
had
that.
a
They got
great
offensive
draft.
line help. Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean,
I'm
but
giving
that's
that.
what you love to see, though. Literally, turn around, hired new head coach, the whole nine, and look what they did in the draft. That's what you love to see when you're bringing in new personnel. So if I'm the Patriots and Patriots fans, I'm happy for the future, big time.
Let's go to
That
New
leads-
Orleans.
Exactly, the New Orleans Saints.
C minus.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be as harsh with the C minus. I'll go with C plus. They hit needs. I think we talked about it on draft day. I think the Calvin Banks was a scared pick in terms of they just lost Ramczyk. They needed the help, so I think they took an early pick there, which I can respect, and I really like the Tyler Saul pick. So that said, I'll go C plus.
Yeah, I'm going C minus. I mean, it's kind of same as what you said.
But everything I'll say, that's a team who's in purgatory.
Yep.
And they just kind of got a bunch of filler spots. So that, I mean, they didn't get a guy who 10 years from now you're going to be like, wow, he was an absolute dog. But they're probably more than likely got guys that are going to be like, okay, I remember that. He was a solid guy for us.
I'll say one team that got a dog. The Big Apple, New York Giants.
New York Giants, I'm A plus. A plus on the Giants.
Love the Abdul Carter. I especially love the Jackson Dart
pick. I love the Scatabo pick for sure. I love the Dart pick. I love the Carter pick, and I love the Alexander pick.
Their third and fourth round picks were great.
I absolutely love their draft.
Fantastic.
A plus.
A yes, A plus 100%. 100%.
Abdul Carter
Jordan, as a Commanders fan, I know you definitely don't want to see this draft. But if I'm a Giants fan, I'm extremely fucking happy.
Agreed.
What about the other New York team, the Jets? They're still the Jets. I'm gonna say it. C plus.
I'm going C.
I'm going C plus as well.
Yeah, I love their first round pick, but
I love their first two picks. No, I'll be honest. I love the Mason Taylor pick. I really do.
I know. I love Mason Taylor. I wish he went to a different team, though. Nothing against Justin Fields.
I don't, because thinking about it, I think, because we talked about it earlier, I think the Loveland pick was useless. So I think if he goes to a team that already had a tight end or where he would have sat behind, wouldn't have been as good for him. Where I think he's an automatic starter. So I think he's just going to absolutely fry.
No, I mean, I love their third and fifth third and fourth. Malachi Moore from Bama, great pick, and then Aziri Thomas from Florida State is also a really good pick. Just another team with so many holes, man. It just depends on if Justin Fields can be what he was in college, which I don't know.
Well, can't wait to hear this one. Mr. Asked to belt to the Chiefs, the Eagles.
Yeah, they had another great draft too.
I mean, yeah, the Eagles again. Every time you finish an Eagles draft, you're just like, how?
Howie Roseman needs a pay raise, and he's probably already getting paid the most in the league for GM.
Eagles absolutely killed.
They excited me in February, and they did it again in April. God damn it, A+.
So here's my thing: they lost a lot of defense in free agency with overpay. Just be honest with each other, they got overpaid. And you trade away Sidney Garner Johnson, but you now got the kid Makuba.
We got Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, they had a great draft. Jahad Campbell. I don't think people
Can't wait to see him intercept Mahomes again.
Yeah,
God,
their draft
that was electrifying.
The Common Ward pick in the 6th round confused me a little bit, but they need a backup quarterback, so.
I mean, yeah, it's a backup quarterback spot. You obviously know it's not going to pan out too much, and honestly, down future could be trade bait. You never know.
So yeah, I couldn't put him on my top 5 quarterbacks because I'm like looking at it and I'm like, dude, Jalen Hurts is under contract 4 more years, making 50+ mil. He won't even have a chance to play. If he gets traded though, that could be a different story.
I mean, agreed. I'm gonna give the Eagles an A. I love the draft.
A.
Solid A. That said, another team I'm gonna just give an A off the bat: the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm gonna say I thought Dart was gonna go to the Steelers.
I'm glad he didn't.
Yes.
I'm glad.
I'm glad he didn't too, just for the system.
Yeah. I'm giving them an A.
I mean, yeah, it's an A. I love the Harmon pick.
I'm excited to see Jack Sawyer next to TJ. I'm excited to see how the defense is going to pan out with these new additions.
Yep, made a good draft.
They had a great draft.
I really, you guys, this one's going to be stupid, but I actually really, if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, I like the Will Howard pick a lot.
I hope they don't get Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I love the Will Howard pick. He's like perfect for Arthur Smith's offense.
Aaron Rodgers is dust. Time to retire.
Okay, buddy. Number 1 hater is this guy right here.
I'm giving my opinion. This is a very opinion based show.
No, it definitely is, and you're not. You can say your opinions. I mean, yeah, they're sometimes very crazy, but like you can say what you want. You know what I mean? I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me.
This is a draft I actually really liked. I'm on the next team.
I'm giving them a D.
We looking at the same team?
49ers?
You give them a D?
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Lee in the mix. Shout out.
The 49ers a D?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Yeah, Brendan? No.
I'm going to go B-. I really love the Michael Williams pick to pair on the edge with Bosa. Absolutely love that. And then you followed up round 2 with Collins in the middle. Absolutely love that. You hit 2 knees on D-line. Perfect. Followed it up, Nick Martin to pair with Fred Warner again. Absolutely love it.
I appreciate you.
I just wish they would have went safety sooner than round 5, seeing as they lost a big key piece. But like I said, B-, all around good draft. Hit needs, filled a bunch of holes, and
agreed.
It's besides like Williams and Collins, there's really no like major game changer, but you have a bunch of guys that will be productive.
They're very good. So I'm giving them an A-. You got Robert Saleh back.
Yes.
Great defensive mind, very aggressive coach. He loves to rotate the defensive line because he is so aggressive. And in my opinion, when you go Collins and CJ West of Indiana, I will say they actually were pretty good last year, man. And CJ West was a good part of that, dude. And I really liked defensively what they did. And you can see this is like the opposite of other teams. Shanahan is an offensive coach, and in his opinion, he can make his offense decent enough to win a game. He wants to have a defense that can then hold up with that offense.
Yes.
In this draft, I really think I like the 49ers draft a lot. I think with Robert Saleh, that defense next year is going to come back, and I think they're going to be pretty damn good. I really do. I like their draft a lot.
I would say I definitely see them finishing third in the division, but I see that defense being absolutely scary.
Yeah.
So
Michael Williams and Nick Bosa coming off the edge.
Yeah, if Bosa stays healthy, good night.
Heading north, Seattle.
A- off the bat.
A-.
Absolutely loved it. They set themselves up for future with Milroe. Hit a bunch of needs with safety, tight end, line, the whole nine. I really like it. Biased, but I love the Damian Martinez pick, round 7.
Agreed.
I just, like I said, A- all around, solid draft. They hit needs. They got good players. They got quality players. And Seahawks, I think
they're gonna be sneaky.
I was gonna say they're gonna be a sneaky team, man.
They're gonna give the Rams a hard time in that event.
They really are. I mean, like Texans said, the Seattle played the long game. They 100% played the long game. They set themselves up for future so well.
I like,
and I absolutely love what they did.
Absolutely, 100% agreed.
A- all day.
Yeah, don't sleep on the round 5 Torrey Horton pick either from Colorado State.
Small college, definitely not. Definitely not.
Small college, kid's a beast. Man, I'm the 49ers, that's my one thing. And I think partially the reason they went so hard defensively is because they saw kind of what the rest of the division is looking like. And Kyle Shanahan's sitting there like, fuck, dude. You got to be able to play some defense here.
Brian, what's your thoughts? What are you giving the Seahawks grade?
A-.
A-.
I think they did a really good job with playing in the long game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, all around.
It's kind of like how I see the Bengals. Bengals are trying to play the long game and fix where we need to fix. I think Seattle did that very well with this one.
Agreed, 100%. 100% agreed. Moving down far east and south, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The Bucks. B+.
I'll go first on this. I'm gonna go A-. I obviously
Texan, I can agree with you, man.
Love Emeka Egbuka. I think that actually was a sneaky good pick because, not to be rude, Mike Evans is older. Chris Godwin's coming off an injury. You don't know if those guys are going to be healthy.
So it's also it'll be good for him to learn from them too.
Fucking right. And as an Ohio State fan, if you guys don't watch Emeka Egbuka, I promise you that kid's a dog. So
no, he's an absolute stud.
And I loved the 2nd and 3rd round pick, dude.
And honestly, I hate that Egbuka got foreshadowed by Smith.
I know.
I really wish he didn't because honestly, Egbuka probably would have went top 10, no doubt.
He got shadowed by Marvin Harrison last year.
Yep, and then Jeremiah Smith this year.
And then he's still putting up 1,000 yards, and nobody wants to give him credit. I'm like, dude,
exactly.
He's a fucking animal. All right, agree.
So, steal.
But my biggest 2 picks are the 2nd and 3rd round pick. The kid Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame, very, very good pick. And then Jacob Parrish from Kansas State, very good pick. Both are huge needs. They do not have corners. And now with what Carolina's done with getting Leggett and now T-Mac, you need corners. So I really liked that. And then obviously, I'm part of the Saints, but the Saints are kind of sorry. And then Atlanta, you have Drake London. Kyle Pitts is a little bit of a hybrid, right? He's a tight end, but he's kind of built more like a bigger receiver almost. I really like their 2 corner picks in 2nd and 3rd round. I really like their draft. They didn't have a lot of picks, but I think they did a really good job.
Well, I mean, on top of that, I really love their 7th round. Tez Johnson,
dude.
Super undersized. I get it, small body, but he is a speed demon who can get separation. Excuse me. Absolutely love that pick. Like you said, setting themselves up for future as well once Evans and Godwin are out of there. Absolutely love this draft. I'm going to give it an A-.
Me as well. I really think I'm going A- as well for mine, but yeah. Hollywood, what about you?
I was saying B+.
Okay.
No,
I like it.
For not having a lot of picks, they made them worth it. And I'll give
they definitely hit on every pick they had.
I don't need to go next one A+.
I mean, yeah, Tennessee Titans.
Fantastic. Overall number 1. Fantastic.
I say
Love the
that
kid
doesn't
work.
even need to be said. From rounds 1 to honestly rounds 4, great
Well,
picks
Second round
all
pick,
around.
kid from UCLA as well. Don't sleep.
okay.
Yeah, Titans you don't need to touch on. A plus all around the board.
Jordan, you can start this one.
The Washington Commanders.
Yeah, I'm gonna go C plus.
Agreed.
Yep, I was giving him a C.
Yeah. So the tackle pick, as mad as it made me, I see the vision. You have a quarterback
Yeah,
who you think is your
Texan every
future.
pick for them was a stud.
You know, I see the vision. You have a quarterback of the future. You want him to be protected. The kid from Oregon, Cornerly, he's a very good tackle in my opinion, and he probably is going to start his rookie year, and we're going to see if he's him or not. My biggest pick, who I thought was by far our best pick, bar none, is
Trey
Trey
Amos. Yes.
Yeah. That pick has saved the draft for me. I'll be honest with you, I'm not huge on the Lane kid from Virginia Tech. We needed a receiver so bad. I feel like we reached a little bit. He's a speed demon. Didn't put up the best numbers in college, and that worries me because if a receiver's that good, he's going to put up numbers. But he's a third round pick, and he has potential. He ran like a 4.3. The kid's fast as shit. So, if Cliff Kingsbury can develop him and make him into a decent deep threat, we might have a chance. But I like our first 2 picks. I would have rather us gone probably Mike Green because we have no pass rush, and I mean no pass rush. So that worries me a lot. But Trey Amos is a stud, and we needed corner help. So thank you, God, Adam Peters for drafting secondary help because we desperately needed that. Yeah, I'm gonna go C plus.
I was agreeing with you on C plus, but I'm actually gonna change to a C minus.
I was gonna go D plus. I feel like
literally the more you talked, the more you sold me on going lower and lower and lower.
they
I like you said, absolutely love the Amos pick, but everything besides
everything
that,
else was.
they needed.
We needed defensive help bad.
Yeah.
We went offense heavy.
You guys did what I thought the Bengals were gonna do. Fuck up.
Yeah, we're joining the Bears, I think, because we're for some reason. I mean, not for some reason. I get it. Selling out offensively. I mean, so my thing is, if you trade for Tunsil, who is a top 3 tackle in the league, I don't know why you would come back with a tackle. I just, don't give all your resources to one position, and we did that. But if Cornerly turns out to be a stud, he's a right tackle, and we need a right tackle. I get it. But we need defensive help desperately, man. And our secondary now is decent. Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Sanders still, and Trey Amos. But good God, I hope they can fucking cover for 10 seconds because we have no pass rush to get there. And that's the problem. And
Yeah.
We had no picks either, man. We traded all of our picks for Debo and Marshawn Lattimore and Laramie Tunsil. We traded away half our draft. And I'm not mad at that because we got a good weapon in Debo, who I think actually gonna have a great year. And then you get a stud left tackle to defend or protect.
I hope he has a great year.
I do too. I think unfortunately he's gonna have a great year. We're gonna pay him, and then he's gonna suck and get hurt again. That's what's gonna happen. I just know this is how the Commanders go. It is what.
Going off the subject of draft grades, but on the still football. Texan asked this earlier, and I wanted to bring it up. Didn't forget. He asked, "What do y'all think about the Texans picking up C.J. Gardner Johnson for Kenyon Green after?"
Great pick.
It's a great pick. Great trade, honestly. I think Kenyon Green.
Secondary help.
I'll say Kenyon Green wasn't really doing much for you guys as is period. And C.J. Gardner, say what you want about the man, he has his moments for sure, and he is a solid secondary player in the league. So I think you guys definitely upgraded there for sure.
If you watch hockey, he's like a Brad Marchand. You don't want to play against him because he's a cheap bastard, but you want him on your team. And that
100%.
The dude is a ball hawk, and he's cheap. He's gonna lay the wood. He might get suspended for a game or two. That's what he does. Yeah, balls no, but I really like that pickup, dude. Your defense, man, the Texans' defense next year, their problem is probably gonna be offense just because of protection purposes. But man, their defense, man, with you still got Danielle Hunter. Then you still got Will Henderson. You got Derek Stingley. You got Sidney Gardner Johnson. I mean, you guys have a decent fucking defense, man. And with, D'Amico Ryans as your head coach, who's a defensive head coach, that defense is going to be aggressive and they're going to be nasty.
So
Yes.
going off of the last team was the Commanders. I do want to congratulate them for going back to DC.
Yes.
Thank you. God. Oh, our stadium is so dude. FedEx Field is so fucking bad.
It's not FedEx Field anymore. I forget what it's
I
called,
don't
but
even give a fuck what it is. It's horrible.
but the renditions,
Oh my god,
gorgeous.
Dude, my only problem with the renditions of the stadium of where the old RFK to the new one, whatever they're gonna call it, is if they go with the whole glass thing, it's gonna be so fucking hot in that goddamn stadium when it's a sunny ass day. Yeah, like they might need to change up some things. I get it. You want it to look futuristic. You want it to look cool the whole time. Let's think about the long game here, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's be honest too. They're never playing in snow, so have an open field.
That I have two things. First, that I don't want a dome. Secondly, the old RFK Stadium back in the freaking late '90s, man, when we were,
Good.
actually a good fan base. Yeah, well, yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
Dude, the stadium was such kind of poorly built RFK. It shook.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
when the stadium would get loud, it would shake. This new stadium, I'm not promoting like a weird thing, but it would be pretty sick. This is stupid as shit to say.
So in other words, you want, like, let's just say the nosebleeds to come falling down on the floor seats and killing everyone. Got it. Okay, cool, understood.
If you put like you could do like a hydraulic system in the lower deck or something and just give that shaking feel. But everyone said like the NFL wouldn't let that happen because it would be considered like an unfair advantage. But it was so cool back in the day, man. My dad would tell me stories because he obviously has been a diehard fan his whole life, and he would go to the games, and he said, "Man, it was the coolest thing in the world to go to those games, and the stadium, the seats would be shaking because it was poorly built, so it would literally shake up and down because the stadium was so loud." And it was cool. I wish I could experience that thing, but you could never do that again because obviously now with technology and construction, they know how to not let that happen.
So with them going back, my opinion, change up the jerseys a little bit. Kind of bring back the Redskin-esque.
Dude,
but
bring back the fucking Redskins.
I mean, yes.
Right.
But if they're not gonna do that,
you don't have to apologize. There's been so many petitions.
Dude, let's take a
like the people that need to speak on it have spoken on it.
The Native Americans who
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like the native, like that's what I mean by the people that can speak on it. The Native Americans who can actually speak on that topic, who are full blown, they want it back because it actually promoted them. They enjoyed that, and that's what a lot of people fail to see is that
the wrong
people negative whatsoever. They were actually
the wrong people got offended.
The old white ladies.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
to be that guy.
If they're not gonna bring back the Redskin helmet, what my opinion as a Florida State fan, give them arrowheads like Florida State.
Oh yeah.
Copy their helmets. Do the burgundy and gold. Copy their helmets.
No, I agree. I agree with you on the sense of like a color change, like bring something different to, since like you said, you're doing the whole new stadium.
Do the
back at RFK.
Give the Redskin fans, the Commander fans, give them the what's right, burgundy and gold. If you're not bringing back the Redskins helmet, give them like Florida State's arrow helmet.
No, I completely agree. And real quick on a subject,
especially even if you're keeping the Commander's name, you could keep it. Whatever, just bring back the roots.
No, agreed. And real, like I said, sorry, topic change, but Texan asked a great question on something we've talked about, but not really in depth. He said, so what are y'all's thoughts on the chances for the team like the Panthers for this upcoming season, having as good as a draft class they did? Do you think they'll be able to crack a winning record, or is it the competition still too tough at this time? I'm going to say it as a fan of the Panthers and watching this division for years and years and years on end. The only competition we will have is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
The Falcons will we might split the series with them 1-1, but I just don't. The Saints, I'm not worried about whatsoever. that is, I mean, we talked about it with the grades. That is a team that has so many holes that I just don't fear them in our division, especially with the whole new coaching changes and whatnot. Kellen Moore's a good coach, but he's getting thrown into the fire pretty bad. So we'll see how he comes out of it. And I think if Bryce Young can continue on what he did versus the Eagles at the end of the year, the Chiefs at the end of the year, in countless teams that made playoffs, I mean, those are 2 Super Bowl teams right there. If he can continue that form and that climb, and McMillan can kind of come out to be a true number 1, and our defensive line can stay healthy and actually play like a good run-stopping defense, I think we might win the division or get second behind the Bucks with like either a one game differential.
Yeah, because I agree with. I hope Bryce does have a chance to prove himself and prove everyone wrong this season, a lot more than he was able to do at the end of last season.
I mean, I agree because I think Bryce is one of those quarterbacks that got put in a situation that was bad. First year head coach got fired halfway through the year. Bring in second year, gets benched, the whole 9. I was a firm believer when we drafted him. We should have let him sit the first year anyway. Let him learn. I get it. You're drafting the man first overall. You expect him to play. But we were in a situation where we weren't going to win per se with the talent we had at the time. So I would have much rather let him sit, develop, and then come out in the second year.
That goes to say, when it comes to a lot of these kids that are coming out of the draft, I don't care if they're first round or whatever. Most of them, for prime positions like quarterback or whatever, let them sit for a year. Let them learn. Let them learn from the veterans.
Say, unless your name is Cam Ward, Cam Newton, the few select.
You're
Daniels, Joby, exactly.
Clearly,
there's a few that are true number 1s that can come and play, but Bryce.
Because clearly,
coming out of college, there's a lot of question marks, but there's a lot of hiccups in his game to lead to the pro level, which I think if we would have ironed those out first, would have done him 10 times.
Yeah.
Okay, I give Texan a real serious, because I liked his question a lot here. The thing with the Panthers, and I bet they're over on win total at 5.5 and 6.5. I think they're going to be 8 or 9 and hopefully a 10-win season. They have a tough schedule, so they play the Rams, the Bucks twice. I think they split with the Bucks, probably win home, lose away, something like that, right? Rams is tough. Seattle Seahawks is tough. Buffalo Bills, that's tough. That's tough. Dallas Cowboys, depending if Dak is healthy, they're probably going to win that game, but it's going to be a good game. You play San Francisco, Arizona, Green Bay. Those are tough games. However, would count wins. They can beat Jacksonville. I think that's a good win. Jacksonville, New York Jets, New England Patriots, Arizona Cardinals can be a win. The Saints twice. You play Miami. That's a win in my opinion. And then Atlanta, worst case scenario, you split, but I think you can beat them twice. And that's your schedule. So, your hardest games are Buffalo, the Rams. I would say maybe 49ers if the 49ers are healthy.
Packers. Honestly, I'm honestly not scared of the 49ers. I'm more scared of the defense, not the offense. I think the offense regressed really hard, more so with the trades they made. Yes, they still have Kittle. Yes, they still have Ayuk. But it's Trent Williams, but it's a lot of question marks with health with them. So I guess it kind of just determines at that point of the year with how healthy they are.
The thing, and I agree, you could still win this game. The thing that sucks is you were on the road for that game. I wish you were home for that. That's
I know this. I know the season hasn't, or
you're going back to time zone too. You're doing that time zone shit, which I hate for a team.
I know the schedule hasn't come out yet, but we do know who's home and away. Are they playing the Bills at home?
Their Bills are at home, and that's
Bills.
Let's go to the game.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's probably going to be a later season game too. It's going to be tough. I mean, dude, Josh Allen's Josh Allen.
I would love to watch the Vanilla Gorilla go to town in Charlotte.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, he got the nickname last year, man. You gotta respect it.
Oh my God, he's a Vanilla Gorilla.
I mean, it's been in our shorts and everything, so.
It has been in some of our shorts in the past, so it's fine.
At least I didn't call the Chiefs the Queefs, okay?
Well, you just did.
You
Okay.
said a lot more about the Chiefs today than.
Yeah, you kind of did let it fly on the Chiefs today, but that's okay.
Trust me,
But
when the
following up with,
listen,
go
when
ahead,
the
please.
season comes into fruition and it's time to talk the trenches, I hope to God Kelsey does me not dirty because
Dude, the
I
Chiefs are good in the trenches.
can't
though.
wait
Like,
to
that's
rip.
the thing.
Don't worry.
They got a good O line and a good D line. The Chiefs do.
I'm just saying. I can't
know,
wait. I can't wait. Fantastic.
Question
Speaking
there,
of,
Texan. That's a tough question.
well, Texan actually with another one, not a question but a statement which I can very much agree on, which is why I'm bringing it up. I'm looking forward to watching the Patriots this upcoming season as well. Drake May put up great showing against the Texans last season despite the loss. Completely agree. I want to see what the Patriots do with Vrabel as coach now. He brings a whole different mentality, whole different mindship, and I think the guys will latch onto it quick. And I think what they did in the draft, like we talked about earlier, great draft. So if they can get it together quick and get firing on cylinders as a team quick, I think the Patriots going to be a fun little scary team.
The Patriots defense, they had a good signings in free agency. They overpaid for a few of them, whatever. Patriots defense is going to be a lot better than it was, especially with Mike Vrabel. And then you solidified your O-line, especially with Campbell. And say what you want, if Stephon Diggs is healthy and he's not a cancer in the locker room, Stephon Diggs is going to help Drake May a lot. I mean, that's say what you want about him. He's better than every receiver they had last year. Every receiver, bar none, he's better than all of those guys. I'm sorry. It's just, I think that, dude, the Patriots are a sleeper team, and their over/under on wins was 7.5. I smacked the over on that. I can see them going 9-8, 10-7. The Dolphins, I think, are falling off a cliff. So they're going to beat the Dolphins twice, best case scenario, and then the Jets, they could beat them twice. That's 4 wins right there in division.
And honestly, I could see them maybe potentially splitting with the Bills. Like, obviously, like you said, each team takes their home game.
Yeah.
The atmosphere for that kind of.
New England's home field is very helpful. Foxborough is a hard place to play. Tom Brady that, man. Dude, say what you want about New England, man. Them old fellas get out in them stands and they get loud.
But you guys continue.
So, I was going to say, to transition out of football a little bit now. Hockey.
It's been interesting.
It is interesting. Like right now,
Toronto screwed me.
Colorado is winning 2-1 right now. Very happy about the Capitals yesterday. Congratulations, lads.
Dude, I tell you what, that Capitals Hurricanes series is going to be cinema.
Yes.
I had the Hurricanes winning it, but man, the Caps look good.
I want to go to a game so bad, but
yeah, we're going to a game up here if you want to come, but I understand if you want to stay south, I get it.
Well, you just gotta let me know how much a ticket is.
Tickets right now for the upper deck are like $160.
Yeah,
Not bad.
I want to go. I want to go so bad. But like we know today now, it is. It's gonna be Toronto against Florida.
Florida's gonna beat the brakes off of them.
Yeah.
Florida's play style is the exact opposite. Brennan can agree with me here.
Brennan,
can you agree with me here? I think Toronto is fucked.
Versus versus the
Florida.
Panthers.
Yeah.
I think it's
completely
a bad
disagree. I
really?
think the Maple Leafs win in 5.
Oh, we're gonna disagree then. I got Florida, dude. I think Florida's physicality is gonna really startle the Maple Leafs.
See, I think that's where Maple Leafs don't care about the physicality. I think the speed plays them better.
So Texan,
Let's put a side bet on that later.
Not. He said he keeps up with hockey, but not as much. It's everyone's opinion here. Most likely teams to make it to the finals currently. I'm biased. Biased for me. I'm going.
The West is so close right now.
I mean, yeah, I can't. I'm biased. As
God, you're killing me.
Capitals. I'm going.
I can't get my finger that way, but Caps shit all back
Caps.
there.
Caps for East, West. It's like a dance with a viper out there.
I mean, I said it last week or 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. when we did it. I said Capitals, Edmonton, Stanley Cup final. I'm sticking with that. I still believe it.
I
That's
still
who I'm
think I still
saying.
think it's gonna be the Kings and Caps.
Sir, you said Stars and Caps.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Doesn't have to be what I said at first.
I'm going Florida, Edmonton.
That's egregious.
Dude, Florida's look good, man.
That
But
is
we're-
egregious,
but we're
especially after
better.
The Caps beat them 6-3 without a protest.
I agree. I've liked Florida when Kachuk, if Matthew stays healthy. Marchand's been a good pickup, and if Bobrovsky can stay on his shit at 38 years old. They looked really good against Tampa Bay. They scored on Vasilevsky pretty easily, who's, in my opinion, still a top six
Ovechkin,
goalie.
Wilson, Logan, Caps in 5.
Right? We'll have a side bet.
Yeah,
MVP.
I used it on Luch. Now, Cap, I mean, depends. If you're talking Caps versus Panthers, Caps in 4.
Dude,
I was
that's-
saying
man,
I was
talk
saying
about a series
against
of
Carolina.
physicality. Holy
I was gonna
shit.
say against Carolina.
Against
I got
Carolina,
Carolina.
Caps in 6.
I was going
I got
5.
Carolina beating us as my bet. I'm staying on my podcast from a couple weeks ago, so I'm gonna stay with Carolina.
I just don't think if the Caps can stay healthy the whole series, I just don't think they have anything for us.
We're going on a
Anything.
2018 run.
I hope you're right, dude. I'm a diehard Caps fan.
Cause
Doesn't sound like it.
You're right.
Yeah. You sound like
I
a
just- I don't
Penguins
like the
fan.
matchup with
No, you
Carolina.
sound like a Panthers fan right now.
Oh, dude, I love the Panthers. No,
Yep, like I
think-
said.
Yeah. No, I don't like them as a team. I
Nope,
like
he
their team
confirmed
game.
Jordan is a Florida Panthers fan, supporting them this Stanley Cup run. He is a Caps bandwagon confirmed.
Crazy.
Man, I'm sorry. Man.
See, Lee in the mix with the bandwagon in chat. Everyone's agreeing.
So
That's what we
outlandish.
love to hear. That's what I love you,
If my
chat.
Florida pick comes true, you guys are sucking me off. You too. Liam.
Definitely won't. I'll chop your dick off though. That said, because I don't like traitors.
I can't just go off of my team. I bet on the Commanders to beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship, and
Well, that
fucked
was
me.
just stupid. You should have never done that. That was never
Hey,
gonna
fuck
happen.
you, Jane Daniels.
Eagles were easily the better team. And you
Oh,
knew
they
it.
were so better. We watched
Exactly.
the game together.
So
and I
don't
was
even
like,
try
oh.
it.
I remember I was like, Brennan, I just bet the 8.5 cover.
And I was like, that's cool. I bet the Eagles money line.
Yeah, I was like, oh
Like,
man, I think I should have
you
bet that. Oh.
At that point, you had to do it, man. But no, I mean, that said, with a lot of the first round happening
been great.
/ coming to an end, Maple Leafs obviously moved on tonight. Golden Knights, Vegas moved on. Dallas and Colorado's tied 2-2 right now. Great
That's
fucking
a great
hockey.
series, dude. That is a great series. I love Dallas, but they
I'm just saying it. This game's gonna end in double overtime tonight. Dallas is winning it.
I hope so because I had Dallas going.
I hope not, because I'm not trying to stay up to watch a double overtime hockey game tonight, but like I'll do it if I have to. That said, though,
the Jets love
So,
'cause the Jets are just so
moving from hockey,
I would say, if you're new here,
the
there's
Lakers.
One thing we do. Oh, actually, he went Lakers. I'm gonna be honest. I loved the memes. I said it last week. the whole Lakers
Eliminated.
drive. I never had the Lakers making it out of the first round. Period. I got to be honest. I think everyone with the brain that knows basketball can tell that the Timberwolves were the better team from the bench to the starters. And I think it showed, obviously, a 4-1 series. So,
Spider-Man, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Timberwolves in 5.
Jesus Christ.
no, I mean, I can see the Timberwolves doing a deep run this year. I really can. Anthony Edwards is a dog. The talent is there for that team. I think the Lakers, they had, a fun story. Luka, LeBron leading them in. But you can't have two guys.
Part of their big problem, they had no big.
Oh, that's what I mean. You can't expect two guys that play the points, shooting guard, point guard / small forward. You can't expect them to score, rebound, do everything possible on the floor when you're facing a Timberwolves team that has all around spread out for just great depth, great starters, the whole nine.
Absolute dogs.
I say it's just one of those things. I'm a LeBron guy. I think LeBron's
Lee, I haven't
LeBron
played
is my goat.
basketball in years.
So
But
LeBron is my goat. But
if
I
the
just think
Lakers
he's
wanted to
doing
pay me
it
a
all.
solid like 2.5 mil after taxes, I'd go out there and play for a year.
Yeah, nice try, pal. You're in California. The taxes are 50%.
That's why I said,
after.
hey, no,
Even if you
2
got a
point
10 mil contract, you're getting 500K, bub.
2.5 mil after taxes. So whatever they got to pay me before taxes, so I can make 2.5 after
You gotta
that.
get a 1-year contract, $50 million.
Done.
That ain't happening, pal.
The Lakers need a center who can play defense and get boards. They need another wing guy, dude, because LeBron's just too old to rely on him. And then Luka can't play defense, so you have to build the defense around him.
I mean, exactly. Like
Lakers have a big gap.
Lakers built for the long haul with the Luka trade for sure.
Yeah, but LeBron's fucked.
For the short term, I hate to say it, LeBron's probably never going to win another NBA championship. That ship has sadly sailed. You'll see him in the playoffs every year, probably, but you're never going to see him hoist the trophy, sadly.
Especially with how good the young, and I mean young,
the Thunder
and the Rocket.
Yes, I mean look at the Rockets being scrappy with the Warriors right now. Which let's not get it twisted. The Warriors are all cocky, you know, the whole nine. They've literally had 2 games by 3-point differential for the final score, so they really cannot be cocky when they're getting pushed to the limit by a team of 22-year-olds.
Yeah, the average age of the Thunder is like 25 years old, and that's because they have like 2 players who are 30 plus, and the rest of them are 22. So it just averages at like 25.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's like you have an average team of probably like 34 years old versus 25. It's like, look, even after round 1, the Warriors aren't going to go far because this young team is giving them everything they can. The Warriors are going to be tired come round 2.
Oh, I'm going Thunder against the Celtics in the final, I think is what I'm going to end up going with here because the Thunder looked really good, dude.
Brendan, you still like the Pacers?
I do. I really do like the Pacers. I still think they will be in the NBA Finals. I think them making quick work of the Bucks really helps get that good rest in. I would say shout out Dame. Hopefully you recover quick. If I can give you mine, I would.
You had Achilles, man. That's horrible.
But yeah, I think the Pacers are a fun team to watch, fun team all around, and I think they can make a run as long as they continue to play as they are.
Don't sleep on the Cavs either. The Cavs are good too, man.
They're definitely good, and I like again they clean sweep the Heat, quick series, a lot of rest, the whole 9. But I just think it's obviously 10 times different, the Pacers and the Heat in terms of team. So I think it's going to be a good probably Game 7 series between Cavs and Pacers.
That's going to be a 7-game series.
Yeah, and I like I said, I think the Pacers will squeak it out, but I truly wouldn't be surprised if the Cavs won the series. But
it's going to be a great series.
I mean, yeah, I'm a big Thunder Pacers guy for the NBA championship. That was my call from the get-go, so I'm going to stick with it.
The Thunder are winning the West. The Thunder are fucking good this year.
They're too good. I mean, like Texan said, they picked up Caruso, who's been an absolute dog for them.
Boy, it looks like he's on steroids, though. Texan piss test that dude. Dude, he looks like he's on steroids.
No, he definitely does. He's bulked up quite aggressively.
Good for him, honestly.
That's an understatement. The dude, he's on roids.
Hey, he's definitely been piss tested. He's not on roids.
That's fair. Maybe he's on creatine.
There you go.
Good for him.
Solutions. Okay.
Game is tied.
By the way, yeah, this Stars Colorado game is
absolutely electric.
3-3 game in the second right now.
Dude, it's been electric the whole series. It's probably been my favorite series to watch.
No, it's definitely been the best series to watch.
It's been insane.
And the fact that we got this series in the first round is kind of criminal. The fact that I mean, I get it. The seedings, the pairings.
Wizards in 4.
The Stars versus Avalanche in the first round, and one of these teams are going home is absolutely wild.
Lee, Wizards in 4.
2 of the best 3 teams.
Leo, the Wizards will win it in 4 in about
100 years.
75 years.
Yeah, Jesus Christ! You don't gotta be an asshole.
That is coming from a Wizards fan.
Yeah, you don't gotta make us an asshole.
75 years.
Brendan, were you in the process of switching over to.
I was gonna say anybody that is new here, swinging around, that might have stopped by at our draft show. We didn't do this last week because we forgot, but we did start a segment for baseball. Any baseball fans called Slugger Spotlight. This is going to go the entire season. And what it is each one of us will pick one player from today all the way until.
I messed up last time and went with an Oriole, which, as an Orioles fan, I can admit that I messed up there. Um, we're go we're going to Met. Pete Alonso. I'm going with him this week. See, I thought about going Tatis because he won me a nice little Yeah, he won me a nice little single home run parlay like a few weeks ago, like a couple weeks ago. I'll say so. I'm just gonna say it. Baseball is live and well so far this season, and I'm loving it. It hurts being an Orioles fan, but guess what? Gosh darn it. Yeah, we do. We do. Our bullpen's horrible. Um, yeah. So, yeah. I, I'm I'm gonna put I'm gonna say this now. In July, I was invited. Me, Brittany, and Little Man were invited by her friends to go to an O's game with them. We're going to see them when they play the Rockies, and if we lose, that will be my 13th reason. That will be my 13th reason right there. I'm just saying, if we can't get it together by July and we end up losing, I'm going to. That is going to be my 13th reason. That you did have good seats when you went the other day. Yep. Yep. We this is coming from an O's fan. We need to do some serious fixing of the bullpen. Um and here's what's crazy about it. We signed is it JD whatever, the new big sponsor with us. Ever since the patch went on, we've sucked ass. They gave us all this money. Where to go? Where to go? Honestly. Woohoo! Um we we so we got so we have Dylan Young. Dylan Young. So Dylan Young was one of our pitchers on Norfolk. We brought him up. Fantastic start. Couldn't ask for a better start from him for being someone who was in at Norfolk. Right after the game, he had like 6 strikeouts his first game as a debut player. They sent him back down. Why? What happened a couple weeks later? We lost to the Reds 24 to 2. Um different pitcher, wasn't Young. But yeah, what Brendan's talking about is who we pitched. We called up play for the first game of the Yankees, and he let we didn't lose by 30, but we let 5 or 6 runs in the first inning. It's like 16, I think. It wasn't 20 yet. I thought it was going to become 20, but it was bad. Yeah. No. We I I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I see him as the starting pitcher, I'm like, yeah, we probably lost this game. It's no, yeah. They, it's it is wild how crazy in love the fan base is. I was saying it the other day. It kind of reminds me of like Major League when they were losing and you had the fans that were mad in the stands. That's where we're at right now. Okay, that's fine. I know. You still don't have Bryce Harper though. Uh, takes it against. So Texan to be so Texan to be honest. Uh against the Royals, I can see us winning 2 games out of that series. I do. We're playing at home. The passion's going to be there. The boys are yeah. Yeah. And Kremer is pitching for us tomorrow and he's going to be pretty good. He's 2 for 4. So, I'm hoping yeah. Whoa. I ain't got that. Say, I ain't got that. I ain't got 100 because I ordered contacts, and the company that I ordered them from charged me more than I was supposed to. So, thanks for putting my account in the negative now. That was cool. Dog, don't even get me started. A lot of places I'm calling around yesterday. I'm like, hey, I just need a eye exam for contacts because my prescription was expired. Okay. They were like, oh, yeah, he's wearing his blue light glasses right now. Say I'm out of contacts, so I have to wear my glasses right now. But these places were saying, yeah, we do eye exams for about $99, and then it's an extra 80 to 100 for contacts exam. I beg your pardon. Left eye is minus 3.25 and minus 3. Well, I was able to order contacts. But they took more than it was supposed to be, and now they put me in the negative, which was awesome. Yeah, I wish I was paying for eye insurance.
Mama's dick. If you know, you know.
Whoa.
Oh, you don't know then.
Boy!
You're not cultured. You're not cultured. You don't know you don't know the saying.
No.
That was wicked.
It just means you don't have your father's girth.
I'm not gonna lie, tonight's kind of been like the length of.
I don't know. I've never seen it. What the fuck?
I don't think I've seen it either. Let me
Let's
go
say-
ask him.
This has kind of been.
Hey Frankie, take your pants off.
This has kind of been like
You just gotta
the
wake your dad up. Hey, Dad.
the draft.
Pull your pants down. I'm curious.
Kind of been like the draft length kind of show.
No, we've been live for a while, but honestly, shout out. I mean, everyone that stopped by, but shout out Texan for the
This motherfucker Texan wants to keep asking
No.
the best questions.
Texan,
Dude,
fantastic.
You are-
We appreciate anytime someone
Yeah.
comes in and hangs out.
Texan,
and
whatever,
No,
third-
do not
interacts.
apologize for derailing any topics, Todd.
You didn't derail shit. You asked.
Absolutely.
Your questions were too good. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Your questions were technically on top of what we're talking about. And they were great
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
So
Good as
never
fuck.
apologize for doing good
Made my
things.
brain work too hard. I
Yeah.
hate that.
The more we can get people to come in and interact and just like hang out and do that, the better the show will be.
So yeah, don't get us wrong. We are a sports podcast talking anything sports, but ask us questions. Please.
Hey, ask Texan what he thinks. What is the AFC South's final standings going to be? Does he think the Texans are going to be in first place? That's the real
Oh,
question.
he did say earlier when we were talking. He said he does think that they can repeat AFC playoff hopes. You know,
Would
champs
that be
potentially.
Third season in a row, right? Because they won
last two. Yeah, so it would be. So he thinks potential is there.
So Texan, I'm gonna give you my hot take. I think the Jaguars win the division this year.
Wow.
He's gonna hate me. Not, and this has nothing to do with Travis Hunter. I think Trevor Lawrence can finally stay healthy, and Brian Thomas Jr. I think the Jaguars actually can have a decent.
A dig at the Jaguars, but who else do they like, or like what you're saying? But who the fuck do they have at receiver besides Brian Thomas? Like, did they draft anybody or did they sign anybody? Like
Travis. So they said Travis Hunter is going to be primary position receiver, and they're going to put him at situational corner.
So then, who's number?
Be Travis Hunter. Do they still have Christian Kirk?
No, because they traded him to the Texans.
Okay. Then do they have what was the fast kid with dreads? Oh my, Chenault?
No, he is on the.
He's on injury.
I think I think he's out. I think he's out west. I know he went and he visited a team out west. I just can't remember if they signed him.
I don't know. I'm curious, dude, because I still think Trevor Lawrence is actually pretty good. I know that's
He just doesn't have the weapons he needs.
No, and the offensive line is horrible.
because
Horrible.
one person's
Oh,
going to be
dude.
too tired and he's going to wait outside in the car for his girlfriend.
Okay,
And
buddy.
just everyone else is just.
Dude, Texan has a great point. To your point, he said, "I don't know. We still got Aziz to take care of T-Law." JK.
You're not wrong. One
Hey,
hit, that motherfucker's done.
Depending how Aziz is feeling that day, you
You
never
ain't
knew.
I don't. So, dude, I want to put the Colts up there, but like, is Anthony Richardson gonna actually
Exactly, like, who's
go to his
quarterback and
potential?
like
he
like Pat McAfee says, the culture's not there.
No, it's not. Because
No,
the
it's
Colts
not.
have the talent, dude. The Colts have serious talent.
Bring
like,
Peyton
serious
Manning
fucking
in.
talent.
Make
Jesus Christ,
ma-
the dude's back and neck is gone.
let me
Not to
finish.
play.
As a coach.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
come on, man.
I was saying,
Jeez.
fucking, hey,
That was
it's like bringing Tom Brady to
egregious
the
of you.
Raiders.
Hey,
Egregious
have you
of
not
Hey,
seen
fuck,
Tom?
Honestly,
Hey,
Peyton Manning at quarterback is probably better than Anthony Richardson.
have you
at
not
quarterback.
seen Tom Brady out there throwing the ball?
Brother, I
Put
would
them
fuck
put
Tom Brady. Don't
Be
get
in
me
the mix,
going. I
shout
watch
outs. Thanks
every
for stopping by,
video.
brother.
put the man in some pads.
I would literally fuck Tom Brady.
Hey, he put some pads on, bring Gronk back. The best tight end ever.
Straight up.
I mean, Texan actually just brought up a great point. To what you said, he said, realistically, like you said, can see another playoff run. He said, I don't know about Super Bowl, but I can see championship at the least. And also follow that up with, I'm pretty sure our biggest problem is going to be the Ravens again, which agreed as well.
Yeah, no, Texan, dude, you know ball, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I don't see you beating 3 teams, and they're the 3 teams you would have to get through to get to the AFC Championship. Buffalo, Kansas City, Baltimore. Your defense, I don't think, as good as they are, the problem is when they carry you guys, I don't think they're going to be able to carry you against a quarterback like those 3 teams.
I think
Mahomes, Josh Allen.
no. I'm gonna say I think the Texans are gonna do very well against Kansas City.
Kansas City just beat them in the playoffs.
Okay, that was last year.
I mean, that's fair. That is a completely different year. Like, I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong, Jordan. Like, yes, they've won the most previous matchups, but
they beat them like 4 times in a row, dude.
2 very different teams. Whereas now
2025 is a new year.
The Chiefs' O-line is way worse than it was last year.
2025.
The Texans O-line good.
Hey,
the Texans D-line is better. Yeah.
2025 is gonna be a new year. 2025 is a new year. Texans beating Kansas City. I'm going money line. Calling it right now.
Motherfucker, I'll bet you on that too. You won't bet me on the fucking Royals? Oh shit! One sec. Damn it! I just hit my fucking keyboard. Nah, dude, man, I think the Texans are 1 year away, dude. One more draft, getting another offensive lineman, and I think then they got a serious.
They're a few months away from beating Kansas City's ass.
You are a Kansas City hater. You just had Kansas City getting 7 wins.
A Kansas City hater, big time.
You had Kansas City getting 7 wins.
7 wins in
2025.
One against the Texans.
Nope.
That's where Brian sits at this year.
Brian. Oh,
Jordan.
God, I'm gonna argue about this till I'm blue in the face. Andy Reid.
Okay.
All right. Best coach in football.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can agree. Andy Reid. Best quarterback in football. Say what you want about the last year, whatever you want to say. He has 3 Super Bowl rings. Patrick Mahomes.
Last year the refs did help him a lot.
Oh.
But just proceed.
So you don't think that refs are going to help this year?
Not with the new technology they're putting in.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fair. You can hold the refs more accountable, but go on. I like listening to this. Go ahead.
For 7 wins?
Hey. Do I need to go again with the tight end, starting with him?
Hey, to be fair, on draft night, Brian did say Shador was going in like the 5th or 4th round. He did say was not going 1st round. So Brian here, even though his takes are fucking outlandish, so fucking outlandish.
Shador to fucking Mahomes and Andy Reid?
But hey, was I not right though? What he's comparing is the take.
Listen to the fucking take, you idiot. I'm not comparing the players.
Everyone said Shador was going to go 1. I said he's not going 1. He's going round 4 or 5. What round did he go?
So, you want to go over?
What round did he go?
No.
What round did he go?
8 wins. No, I don't give a fuck about. I hate Shador.
You do because you just try to take the whole argument and turn it upside down. That wasn't the point.
No. I want to make a bet on the Kansas City Chiefs at 7 wins.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you go 7 wins. I'll go over. Are we gonna bet that or no?
Okay.
Brother? All right. Say less. How much are we betting on Kansas City at 7 wins over?
What are you feeling?
Agreed with you there, Texan. I love your OC hire.
Any fucking dollar sign you want, I will bet Kansas City over.
I was thinking about
$10,000.
$10,000. I will bar that motherfucker right now.
I hate to break to you, neither one of you will ever see that cash. So go ahead and bet it. It's pointless. Go ahead.
I do have it in my bank account.
You'll never see it though, even if it win or lose. Neither one of you will see it. So go ahead. Go make. This
I was gonna say.
I
was gonna say.
Make this pointless bet that neither one of you will pay up to when the time
comes. Do a realistic bet that you'll pay up to.
I was gonna say I'd send you like some Wingstop or some Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, I'll bet. All right, free Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll bet that at 7 wins. I'm going over, and you're going 7 and under.
Deal.
I'll give you 7 under. Buffalo Wild Wings. Deal. All right.
See, this is what I like. Something that will probably be paid out.
Big fan of
even if y'all bet $50, neither one of you would.
Big fan of 20-piece boneless Nashville hot and honey barbecue with ranch, please.
You're not winning this. It's 7 wins. You're not.
Just saying.
Dude,
I don't
hate
see
Patrick
7,
Mahomes.
but I see 10 wins for sure.
Thank you.
I don't see.
We're gonna reconvene.
I see 11 max.
We're gonna reconvene.
We're in agreement. I have them going 10 and 7.
Yeah,
but there's no way they go 7 and 10. There is no way they go 7 and 10.
I see double digits, but barely double digits, dude.
You know what's crazy? I need to go play the lottery if that happens.
Dude, if the Chiefs get 7
no,
or
what
under
you
wins,
need to do is go to every betting app and bet the under on the Chiefs because you already know it's going to be at exactly. It's going to be at 11 or 11 and a half. So there you go.
Let me see.
Might as well just.
I'm gonna pull up FanDuel right now.
The under on 11 and a half.
I probably will bet the under on 11 and a half myself.
I don't see them getting 12. I mean, if Mahomes has 5,000 yards again, maybe, but I just don't see it.
Even if he does, I think that division got better on offense. That it's like those offenses will be able to keep up with that 50-point mark. You know what I mean? So it's like the defenses will probably look like shit, but
the over right now for Kansas City regular season wins is over 11.5 at plus 105. Under.
Ooh, what?
The under.
Plus 105?
Yep, the under is under 11.5 at minus 125.
Ooh.
Okay, never mind. Even betting sites don't think the Chiefs are going to do fucking.
Huh.
I mean, there's no
12
way,
wins.
I'm curious what the
schedule is horrible.
I'm curious what the Bengals is. So the Bengals
9.5.
So
probably.
9.5 over is 103 or 130.
Over. Oh my god, over.
And the under is plus 110.
No, I'm not going on. No.
Nah, I'm not
So
taking
here's the Texans, and I'm gonna take the Texans on this one.
Aren't they
8.5?
The over is 9.5 at plus 115.
Ooh, at plus, yeah, I'd definitely take that.
Oh, that's tough, dude.
I could see, honestly, I could see an 11-win season out of the Texans.
Yeah.
Because they play Kansas City, Baltimore, and Buffalo. They have the first place schedule, so they play first place other divisions.
So here's the Panthers. Over 6.5 is minus 125.
Oh, dude,
that's take the over.
I'd take, dude. I have placed like 20 parlays on over-unders on win totals. Every parlay I have over Carolina. I might be the only person contributing.
Oh. Have you looked at the Commanders?
I went under.
So the Commanders is over 9.5 at minus 110.
I went under.
Under 9.5 is the same, minus 110.
I went under.
Oh, if it's the same, I'm going the over for the pure fact that you're playing Dallas twice. That's 2 wins. You're playing the Giants twice. That's either 2 wins or split 1-1.
Dude, we're gonna split with both of them.
I definitely don't think you're splitting with Dallas this year. That's one game I think both those games are ass to belt, just complete fucking blowouts.
Dude, I really hope you're right.
Dallas's defense is nothing but Micah Parsons, and
he's too concerned about his podcast too.
That is also true.
So I just think the Cowboys, especially with the new head coach, I just don't see it.
The Giants have me a lot more worried than the Cowboys do.
That
The
Giants
I think, are
definitely would
gonna
be
good.
way more
I
of
think the
a
Giants can be
concern.
good this year. Not
The
like
defense
like
is going to be
good,
insane.
yeah, I think the
No,
defense
sorry.
is gonna be
The
scary.
defensive front is going to be insane.
Yes.
Their corners are going to be ass because they have nobody because they let everyone walk. Sorry, they signed Adebo, Paulson Adebo, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I just don't know. Their line is going to be great coming up. That pressure is going to be nasty. But I just think if the line, whatever line they're playing, can just hold for 5 seconds minimum for the quarterback to get the ball out, I think it's over.
Well, that's my worry with the Commanders, dude. We have no pass rush. Like we have no pass rush. Like I'm so
honestly
serious.
though, versus the Cowboys,
We'll have to blitz our ass off to get pressure. We'll have to put Trey Amos, Marshawn, and Sanderson on islands.
I mean, yeah,
and
but
just
honestly,
blitz.
I think even without a pass rush, I still think the Cowboys are going to probably pass the ball 90% of the time. And even so, you just got to lock it down because they don't have an O line to run behind. So,
and the thing that's good too, we play the AFC West, so we play Kansas City, Chargers, Broncos, and the Raiders this year, and I think those are going to be really hard games.
I'm calling it right now. Jaden
Kansas City.
Jaden Daniels is throwing a Hail Mary to win the game against Kansas City.
Man.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
I could see the Commanders beating the Chiefs, but I would see that by like a field goal margin on that win.
I think the Chargers are going to run the ball down our throats.
I agree. I think they're going to 1-2 with Najee and Hampton and just absolutely just
4 or 5
yards
of carry and just the whole game just pound
us. Just tire you guys out.
Our defense is going to be beat. I don't like that Chargers game at all. Dude,
I can agree with you there on that one. I don't like that matchup for you guys.
Ashton Genty scares the fuck out of me too. For the
Raiders.
I know
Genty,
the Raiders,
but there's nobody else though. So
thank God. Because dude, Genty might go for 120 and a touchdown against us probably.
Shit might go 200.
Shut up, no. Please God, 200, I'm killing myself.
Hey, just keep running that left side. Just
pound that motherfucker right in our face.
Honestly, dude.
With his stupid ass stand up fucker.
Yeah, he's fucking
standing up straight and just
straight up
200 on us. Yeah, I can see it.
I respect the stance line. I respect the hell out of that, man.
Well, boys.
Oh, I love Genty. I wanted to get a jersey so bad.
I want to get one too.
If he wasn't on the Raiders, I would agree. But the Raiders, their jerseys are just so plain, man.
The black and silver.
It's just so plain.
Black and silver. And then white and black.
Well, lads.
Oh my God.
Hey, 3 hours.
Good podcast.
I mean,
fantastic.
Real quick, Texan agree. He said, "You know how we win? Just send Azeez after all the quarterbacks. He obviously doesn't care about the fines."
Preach. I love that.
Well, shit, you got Sidney Gardner-Johnson too. You got 2 of them that are going to go for fines. Don't you worry. Them boys are going to collect the fines. They're going to hit the shit out of people though. They're going to rock somebody's world.
There's going to be some nasty hits coming out of here.
Yeah, there's going to be some ejections probably. Zeus is going to kill somebody across the middle. He's going to kill somebody, dude.
Oh.
They get Sidney Gardner-Johnson on deep post just going for heads. God. That team, dude, I would not want to play the Texans.
You know, now that we talk about it more, the Texans are fucking destroying the Chiefs. They're going to be headhunting the entire game,
Mahomes might be injured by the end of the second quarter.
Just said it.
Text do you stream every day? Texan at the moment, no. We're scheduled only Thursdays, but closer to the season, we're going to try and do potentially a 3 or 2 shows a week.
At least 2. We're trying to do 2.
Yeah, minimum 2 shows a week, but we're trying to potentially do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or like a Tuesday, Thursday. We'll see.
Probably. I was thinking like Tuesday, Thursday, so we can talk about what happened
during Thursday Night Football. We can talk about the game, and then we can talk about obviously what happened Monday night and Sunday. Try to just combine from Tuesday to Thursday.
Appreciate you following the channel, following all the socials. Everyone who doesn't already, go follow the socials. You're helping
Real
us.
quick, do you want to say actually the little partnership potential we have?
So, it still isn't fully finalized and everything, but the Locker Room Show is now going to be working with Fanatics. We will be all able to offer discount codes for you guys to get jerseys, hats, other merchandise, all the apparel you want. We'll be working with Fanatics. That coach is going to be coming very soon, and the plan is with that we should be getting stuff from Fanatics to where we can do giveaways. Which give us a couple jerseys to give away. Honestly, that was in the email that I spoke with them today about trying to work on some giveaways. Even if it can't be jerseys, some shirts, hats, whatever we can get. I know the more we can get people to use our links or our codes and everything, the more stuff we'll be able to do with Fanatics and so on and so forth. But it is a massive win on our part, especially with still how small we are. But massive. Hopefully next is like Bud Light or Coors Light or something like that. But you know,
better pull the fuck out.
A little Coors Latte sponsorship, I wouldn't mind here, boys.
Hey, hold up. Where's my Monaco? I've every goddamn Thursday.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll be here.
Dude, every Thursday I'm killing Monaco's. God damn it, Monaco, give me some free fucking citrus rushes.
Also, that being said, we are shooting our shots with fucking athletes too to try and get on the show here. So hopefully in the future we might have a guest appearance.
Just putting out there, I did reach out to Joe Burrow. Still day 2 of no response. It's okay. He's a busy man. He's getting ready for the season.
I'm pretty sure he's partying the fuck up right now.
Or he's walking through the locker room letting people know, by the way, he's Joe. Like, we don't know.
That was crazy, bro.
That was hilarious.
Like,
hey, I'm Joe, by the way.
I know who you are.
And then while walking out the room, let's get some sacks.
What? I think I know who you are, Joe. Thanks, though, man.
He's one of the most. He's one of the most like. What's the word? Dude. He's likable, but he's kind of awkward about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
like we get it. You're Joe Shiesty. We know.
Yeah, no shit. You won the Heisman, then you went to the fucking Super Bowl.
Oh, Texan just said if you ever want a guest for like play analysis and stuff, I can do that.
So he loves
Texan, are you in our Discord by chance?
Yeah, honestly, Texan definitely potentially be talking to you more after.
Because definitely
get something going with towards the season starts. Honestly. Oh, dude, he coaches for the high school. Jordan, we were almost doing that.
I will post. I thought the Discord link was in there, but give me a second and I will.
Kind of glad we're not, though. I probably would have killed a kid and gone to jail.
No, I wish we were.
Oh.
I'm telling you, I would have been blitzing every play, and we would have been good for that team.
The La Plata coach wants me to come out and help with wants me to be a quarterback coach. I was like, dude, you do not want me to come out there for that.
You should do it.
No, hell no. Good God, no.
I'm trying to.
I'll get so fucking mad.
This man just said, "I will." Okay, yeah, you probably shouldn't be the quarterback's coach for a high school team because
that mother. Never mind.
Yeah.
He throws an in route.
This man just said he throws an in route.
If it's cover 3 and he throws that in route into that fucking hook and curl, I swear to God. I swear to God, dude.
There.
We're gonna have a
running laps the entire practice.
That is.
You better puke before you come fucking talk to me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The Mike linebacker's gonna be sitting there just nomming his fucking.
Anybody who's watching from the YouTube stream or TikTok or whatever, if you have knowledge within the game, we have no problem bringing you on.
Always.
No, I'll say just because you see us 3, you might think we're trying to be exclusive. No, if you want to be a guest, just honestly message us, hit us up. We're more than welcome to bring people on, talk sports. That's the whole point of this, is to talk sports. So if anybody wants to do that, just like I said, reach out and let us know.
Especially a CJ Stroud fan.
Yeah.
I'll say.
Sorry.
It's okay. You can fangirl. It's fine.
Dude.
Do you want me to message CJ? You want me to message CJ?
I'll suck his dick on the spot.
Jesus Christ.
Please message CJ Stroud, and I hope to God he messages.
Tell him one of us is willing to do dirty things. Okay. Dude, I love CJ Stroud. Oh my God, I love CJ Stroud.
Hey man, like we said, shoot or shoot. We will literally. I'll message Ray Lewis if I have to. I don't care.
Hey, I will not suck him off. I will not do it.
Wayne
That's
Gretzky
a large man,
said,
dude. I can't do that.
100% of the shots you don't take.
Hey, do you think if I reached out to Michael Vick, he'd answer?
Okay, dude.
What? He was a fantastic quarterback.
I get it, but I feel like there's a double entendre behind that. There's a lot of other players you could have said. You could have even said fucking Brett Favre steals money. Allegedly.
Touch a massage therapist.
Just Justin Tucker. Allegedly.
God damn it. We gotta end it. We're egregious.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna message Kelsey and see if he wants to come on.
Message OJ.
Okay.
Dead. Can't.
Sorry.
Dead.
I mean, if he wasn't dead, he was a fantastic first round.
He died?
Yeah.
Yes, he died like the last year, 2 years ago, dude.
Yeah, he's gone.
You fucking.
Yes.
I gotta look this up. You guys are lying to me.
No, we're not.
It's dead. I can't look it up. God damn it.
Alright, don't worry. I'll look it up and then show my camera. Don't worry.
Are you serious? I'm actually gonna be kind of sad about this.
Don't worry, I got you.
OJ Simpson, April 10th, 2024 in Las Vegas.
See that? Died April.
Oh my God.
2024. So actually, it's literally been a year since he passed.
He died. He died of cancer.
Yes.
What the fuck?
How the heck did you not see that? That was big last year, man. That was going
I guess that's karma.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
To be fair, I might.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
He did kill 2 people.
You know, I think I might reach out to Alan Richson from Blue Mountain State. See if we can get Thad Castle on.
That would be awesome.
Nah, deadass obviously we're talking football athletes, but reach out to our cousin, Logan Thompson, see if we can get him on the podcast. That'd be awesome.
I love that guy.
Hey, honestly, I should reach out to fucking Dave Bautista and be like, hey, we're really related, brother. We're second cousins. We should go on the podcast, brother.
I'll go WWE all night with that dude. Oh my God.
Oh, I would too. That'd be awesome.
How did my phone die, by the way? What the fuck? I was on like 54.
Because you had all your notes, buddy.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, John Cena does follow us on Twitter.
He does follow the Twitter account. We could honestly shoot our shot. Doubt it lands, but like I said, shoot or shoot.
You can shoot our shot with Liv Morgan.
Please shoot your shot with fucking Liv Morgan. Oh my God. You would see me come on screen in a full suit and combed hair and the whole nine. Like, I would be a proper young man for that woman.
He's a proper young man.
Hey,
a strapping young lad.
And I would tip my cap to you, sir.
Liv Morgan, you are a different breed. You are a special human, and I think you deserve the world.
Brendan will be sitting there drinking his Coors latte with the pinky up.
Definitely would. Hey, shout out New Jersey.
You like this bougie? Holy shit, that'd be funny.
No, but yeah, back texting for sure. I would say, like I said, now that you're in the Discord, you definitely talk for future. But that said, we've been trying to wrap it up here and keep going. We've been live for 3 hours, 27 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be egregious if we don't wrap it up.
Yeah, we're start saying some wild shit. Don't get me wrong, it'll be hilarious.
Don't get me wrong, I've said some outlandish things in previous shows.
You say a lot of outlandish things, my friend.
Yeah,
but hey, I haven't said some of the things like I've said before.
Hunty?
You said queefs today, so.
He did say the Kansas City Queefs. That is true.
You did say that today.
You did say
I mean, at least I mean, yes. But I also have said it in YouTube Shorts.
Attaboy. Makes it better.
But yeah, sometimes
it's a YouTube short.
Sometimes, I mean, those shorts do numbers.
They really do. It's kind of funny.
The more
That's it.
You
the
funky motherfucker.
the more
People don't
outlandish
realize-
the more outlandish the short, the better the numbers.
I mean,
Stop
yeah.
that. It is YouTube.
I use Vanilla Gorilla numbers. Kansas City Queefs numbers.
All right, Texan, we're sorry.
Yeah, yeah. He's getting egregious. We're gonna go ahead.
Oh,
And end it. No,
Oh.
but again, shout out everyone that stopped by. Appreciate you. Again, follow the socials.
Texan, you're in the fucking Discord. Join our Discord talk after
Yeah, let's
So yeah, the Discord's still a work in progress, but
we're trying to get people to come in, just come on, talk sports, have a good time. But again, everyone that stopped by, appreciate you. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. And we will see you next week.
take care, brush your hair.